Red.
Welcome back to Redacted Party Chat, Case 6. Another session about to be in the books. How's everyone doing this time? Future Vaughn here, back again with more bad news. This episode, the audio is going to be of lower quality compared to previous episodes, simply because a update to some of our recording software reset a lot of the settings. So during post-editing, we are limited with what we can fix. So you're mainly going to hear pretty much raw audio from the video. That includes loud breaths, lip smacks, all the annoying things that you don't really notice until you hear it brought up like I just did. So you're welcome that you're going to hear it now, and I'm sorry. But for real, very sorry. Next episode, it will be fixed. We hope you enjoy. Try to ignore all the crap that I just brought up, and we'll see you next time. Brandon, you first.
I'm doing good. I cannot complain. And even if I did, who cares?
Touche.
Yeah.
Adrian?
I feel the sentiment. I'm doing actually, everything's going really good. I would complain, but it all would be about Brandon. So I'm going to wait until it's just me and you and then do that.
Rad. I also could complain, but I am but a man. Okay.
Good looking man.
Well, thank you. That's what
That was so sincere. Thank you.
Before we jump into what we've been playing, let's get our usual out of the way. Make sure you follow us on all of the socials you see on the screen.
There somewhere.
They are in the same spot. We've done it every time. So
yeah, but I might be in a different spot.
I should switch it up. I should move us around randomly.
Because I pointed last time and I pointed to the wrong spot. So
just keep it guessing.
Yeah, I was just shooting all directions.
We do have a link tree, so check the description. You'll see it there. All the links. We've also started putting out some new content, specifically the reacts. Our first one went up last Friday, so check it out. It's Katamari. It's a solo one, but we plan to do solos, duos, trios, maybe more. You never know.
And put any recommendations for some good multiplayer games in there that, whether people may or may not have heard of them, that's just more stuff for us to do in our free time and more stuff for you guys to enjoy whenever you tune in.
Yeah, feedback.
Yes, please. Alrighty, so here we go. What has everyone been playing? We will start with Brandon this time.
So still Weird West, but I don't really have too much to say about it that I wasn't gonna say, or that I said last time. We'll get to that when we get to another reacts. Mostly though, it's been that Bannerlord and a lot of Tekken. Tekken's kind of got me in a chokehold again. I got Fakuram, the Muay Thai guy, who's
that big dude.
Dude, he's huge.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't liked a character like him since King. Like, I love this character. Yeah, I genuinely love this character. I know that's a lot of Tekken people are probably rolling their eyes because I guess everybody hates him. But I see why, because he'll dog you. He will beat the brakes out of you. It's literally just dude, he has like fakes and feints within fakes and feints. It's crazy the amount of mix-ups you can do high and low and charging. It's crazy. Yeah, loved him. He took a lot of the time away from Armored King from me though. But I got to learn Armored King as well.
I'd have to watch you play with him because I haven't watched any gameplay on him. But it is funny because just kind of the way you describe him. I've been watching a bunch of actual like Muay Thai content, like bunch of like Rod Tang and stuff fight, and it is crazy that if it's the way you make it sound, it's crazy how that corresponds with actually watching Muay Thai fights because a lot of those there's like a lot of subtle feints and then devastating results, like
Dude.
Absolutely devastating. It's just like, and like I said, minor feints, just and then boom, cross elbow, slept, and just getting booted in the face on the ground. It's like, oh my god.
He's my favorite style of Tekken character where, I mean, Tekken is, over the top no matter what, but I like the characters that are in that 70 to 80% realistic range of like, no, that's really how they fight. And then there's that 20% of anime exaggeration.
Yeah.
So like Steve, Bruce back in the day, which Fakurama is basically just him, and he's just another Muay Thai character. Even though King is King, he's still like, dude, the last time I was at the gym, I was like, I'm going to just try to do some of King's little, punching combos. And dude, in sparring, it actually worked. I was like, wow, I actually landed that. Just go low, come uppercut. Like, oh, wow. But yeah, no, dude, Tekken's awesome. And everybody in the Tekken community, I can never get a read on I don't know. I can never tell if they actually love it or hate it or what. But all I know is I love Tekken 8 to death. It's my favorite Tekken, probably since Tekken Tag, I would say. Or maybe Tekken Tag 2. Those two, and then Tekken 3. Because I really didn't like Tekken 6 all like that, and I didn't really like Tekken 7 all like that. So this feels like just coming home to me. I adore it. I am a little bummed out, though, because they're adding this new character who I don't know if she has like a weapon, but she basically has ogre and true ogre's powers. And I think that means that they're not putting ogre in the game, which is kind of really bumming me out. Because she kind of looks like a Soul Calibur character. It's like, put ogre in there, man. Like I need ogre in this one specifically, just because this game is so aggressive and ferocious. I need that ogre chunk. And then outside of that, though, Bannerlord, which they dropped the boat DLC, I think, was that today? No, it was yesterday. Maybe Thursday. I don't know anymore. Time's an illusion. But that game's hard. That game's really hard. Or I suck, or both. But I've been enslaved 12 times. Just getting robbed.
Does make life hard.
Yeah, dude. But I see the vision. I do see the vision. Like the combat is all momentum and weight and kind of physics based, which I'm always going to be a sucker for. And it's cool just to, have your army and set up formations and you're really in there actually doing it. But I'm still just so early.
Does it play well on console? Because that's clearly a very PC centric seeming game.
Yeah, it's definitely very PC. I think it plays in combat better than it controls when you're in like strategy mode on the map, if that makes sense.
Which
like
would make sense.
Yeah, like the inventories are like, well, because I think you have to either hit circle or click in the right stick, and it'll turn it into an actual cursor. And then you have all those tabs. So navigating all that sucks, but combat-wise, I think it works out pretty good. It kind of operates like Chivalry. I don't know if you guys ever played that.
Love Chivalry.
Yeah, so if they're swinging this way, you have to look that way and block that way, and then you swing back this way to, up, straight down the middle, right, left. It's just so satisfying you're riding on your horse with a spear and just right in their stuff, dude. It's crazy, and they it looks so real. Yeah, I dig that game. I want to play more. It's just I just keep getting enslaved every time I do anything. I'm just a slave in the end.
But then eventually you won't.
Eventually I won't. Eventually I won't, and
Yeah.
I will try my hardest not to hold a bitter vengeance and enslave everybody back. But
That's for cowards. Vengeance is the way to go.
yeah,
Forgiveness is for those that don't have the power to take revenge.
Get that
dude,
revengeance.
I was playing, and Nate, he's so funny, man, because Nate really plays that game. Like, he's in deep, and he's like showing me how to do stuff, blah blah, whatever. And I won a couple battles, and I kept getting like 8, 9, 10 slaves like each battle. And he goes, "Man, they're blessing you on the slave side." Like, jeez, this is crazy.
I feel like you could probably get tons of voice clips of just any games, like across gaming in general. It's like there's probably so many things that you never thought you'd ever fucking say.
Oh, dude.
You catch yourself saying like, what? Wait, hold on a second. Let me run that one back.
I can't remember who it was, but we were playing Bloodborne, and we were in the old Hunters, and just the general dialogue of where to go, what to do, what items to use, what you're using. I forget who was there. They didn't know nothing about it, and they were just like, "What are you guys talking about?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess this does sound insane."
Yeah. In order to actually get the final ending and know what's going on, you have to go and find a bunch of umbilical cords and eat them raw. So it's like, it's like you got to do what? I got to put that in my mouth. I'm eating umbilical cords. Yeah, and there's an extra one out there just in case you missed one of them. You can get it and eat it just for fun. Yeah, eat it for fun.
Yeah, dude. Do you have enough insight to see the Amidalas outside of the church? What'd you say to me?
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Cool. Adrian?
I have only been playing Unicorn Overlord, and yeah, unfortunately, because of the busy schedule, can't put in a lot, but I'll tell you what, it's definitely a quality over quantity thing. I absolutely did not anticipate that game taking me the way it has, and I haven't even explored I haven't even explored the depth of the system that I didn't even realize was there until like recently. And it's weird because the game just gave me the tutorial on the system. So essentially, it's like you have your abilities, and you choose what ability you want to use, but then there's 2 subcategories that come after each ability, and you can designate like say I have an attack, and it attacks the front, it attacks a row of characters. I can set that to, if there's spellcasters, attack that row. I can set it to attack this row every time. I can set it to attack if the enemy has I can set it to attack enemies with the lowest HP. I can set it to prioritize certain enemies, and there's got to be 10, 12 different categories, and then there's categories within those categories. It is way deeper than I thought it was.
Yeah,
and
there's rules within rules for each specific person.
Right, that you can set yourself. So it's like, I'll be honest, I haven't had the gumption to sit there and fuck with it yet. I plan on it because I'm sure, so I'm someone that just likes to play optimally. I'm pretty sure I could probably cook up some sick stuff with that. But as of right now, I'm just completely enamored with the game. The progression is super rewarding. The characters are cool, and even just from, I didn't realize how big it was initially, which it's kind of what we talked about before, but it's like you just got to jump in and just accept that you're going to be playing this game. Stop worrying about how long it's going to take. And I was genuinely pleased. I didn't think I was anywhere near the end, but it was like I was further away from the end than I thought I was initially, and that brought me a lot of dopamine because I'm like, you know what? I want to continue to play the shit out of this game. And just seeing like the background that pops up when you start the game, and I'm just seeing a bunch of characters. There's like a Wolfman in there. There's like a bunch of shit in there. I don't know, dude, but there's some cool ass characters. I have, from what I could understand, I pretty much have all the characters that you can get up to this point, but I have like everybody I have is vanilla compared to what you're going to start unlocking. Like it gets crazy. There's some crazy looking shit that I have not experienced. I don't ruin it for myself, so I'm not looking and figuring any. I'm just ingesting it as it is. I am still rolling with my current strat of low key breaking the game just by. I'm not like, I guess you could say it's like min maxing, but it's not really. I'm just the Lord you have. He just has an ability that, so in that game, like defeating units and capturing points during the battles, they're all individual battles. They're like little levels, essentially.
Think kind of Fire Emblem-y, where you have a map that you start, and then you're trying to capture little points to eventually get the level beaten. And if you run into an enemy, it starts like a 2x3 grid for each side, and they're fighting like Fire Emblem style.
Right. So you want to position your troops in such a way that either because you can swap them out essentially. So like, say I have 2 units and one of those units touches your unit. If that other unit is within range, I can use them instead. So what you're trying to do is essentially play rock, paper, scissors with your units, or at a minimum, keep 2 units that have different strengths and weaknesses within range of each other. And then you can swap them out on the fly as you need. And there's just a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to break down the game in its entirety, but the core is it's got a lot of depth, a lot more depth than I anticipated, which is a absolutely welcome thing. It's got super fun. It's just a mining mini game right now, but if they have more mini games in that game, I'm going to be stuck because that mining mini game is incredibly fun. So stupid, but having a great time with that. But yeah, like your main lord has an ability that lets him double the XP gain of the next battle they're in. And I found out that like any battle that happens, you can garrison your units within structures during that battle, and it gives them like buffs, while they're in it. If you attack any structure, that battle will always have like an exuberant amount of XP. So I'll just weaken structures and then just like XP boost the next person that's going to attack just for the finishing blow. And then they just give buku XP. So right now I'm almost done with the first area. It opened up the missions to go on to the second areas because it gives you 2 options. You can go to like the elves or go to like the land of dragons, which it's like, those are 2 really cool fucking options. Like, how dare you give me these? It's like, go to the elven forest and ask them to help you unlock the power of your unicorn ring. And it's like, that does sound cool. I do want the power of this unicorn ring, but that other place has dragons, you say. Other place, and I've already seen a sprite of somebody who's clearly riding a dragon. And if I can get a dragon rider, I already have a griffin rider, and she's dope. She's easily one of my favorite units. If I can get a dragon rider, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I only wish you could duplicate units. That way I could have a squad of nothing but dragon riders. You can recruit. You can hire people.
I was going to say, you can recruit people, and you encounter more of those as the game goes on, so your variety increases. So you will be able to do that.
I don't want to field no dang dirty NPCs.
There is a location called the Coliseum that I'm not going to spoil what you do there, but there's a character there that I 1000% know you will love. So enjoy the wait.
When did that game come out?
I have no clue.
A handful of years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll look it up real
quick. It's definitely got what I would consider a 2024. Yeah, it's the art is beautiful. That goes without saying, and it's definitely one of those things where it's like, oh, dude, it is timeless. That game will endure forever, as it is.
It's where Fire Emblem should have gone years and years ago, but it just seems to be stuck in this Nintendo hellhole of lack of innovation and more re-release.
Grow up.
That's grow up. but that's, I mean, it's just a side tangent, but it is, Vaughn brings up a good point there where it's like, this is part of my issue with Nintendo, where it's like, yeah, there's a large part of me that doesn't really care what they do because, as I've said before, they don't falsely advertise. They're Nintendo. They're going to do the Nintendo thing. That's what they've always said. That's what they do. Whatever. If you guys, whole thing is we don't want to change and then you don't change, whatever. But it does suck to see something like that when you're like Vaughn said, this could be, if you guys were willing to innovate and do new things and try new things, these IPs that you have with beloved characters and beloved settings could really elevate substantially. But you're just kind of letting it fall to the wayside. But that being said, yeah, Unicorn Overlord, super duper fun. 100% recommend. I'm so far from really even experiencing anything yet, from my understanding, but I'm almost to the point where I've conquered all the doable missions in my area, and that's what I'm gonna do, and then move on to the next area. But like, it was fun because as you're doing the mining mini game, you get the maps for like treasure, and I mined and got all the treasure maps, but I was going to other areas where everybody was way higher level than me. So like there's enemies that are on the over map that'll try to fight you, and if they win, it like kicks you back to like the last area that you're supposed to be in. And I was just running past them. I was like dodging them because they'll like charge you, and I just like sprint past them. And I'm like, because the treasure map shows you a general area of where it is, but it doesn't pop up, so you have to like walk over it, and it'll be like examine, and then your guy will find it. So yeah, I went and collected the treasure because they're all high level items. That too, it's worth. The game makes exploration worthwhile because what it gives you, it's not just giving you garbage. You know, like some games, and it's a lot of games with any large item inventory system do it, where it's like, why are you giving me rusty gauntlets in a level fucking 20 area? Like this weapon or equipment was useless to me when I started the game. It's like, this is pointless. But no, all this stuff is like, oh, I got, everybody in my squads, like literally every single character I have has really good gear, really good extra items. And it's like, thank you for actually rewarding my willingness to explore your world and do your side quests. You make it actually worth it. So yeah, love that game. I have some other stuff that I am going to hop on possibly tonight, but as of right now, that game has rightfully so got me by the short and curlies. It is phenomenal.
Good. I figured you'd enjoy that, so I'm glad it came true. I've actually played some stuff, unlike the last couple episodes where I'm just farming trophies. I did finish Katamari. Yay. That put me over the 1700 platinum level. So
damn, that's crazy.
We're flowing, boys. We're flowing. Let me see what my final. I'm at. Oh, the numbers are so high it gets cut off. Humble brag.
It's just reality. It is what it is.
I'm almost at 57,000 trophies.
Jesus, that boy be gaming.
It's just the beginning.
Oh yeah.
I did start Super Robot Wars. Why? I missed this series. The last one I played was T, which was 2 or 3 years ago. But it's pretty much just an anime smorgasbord strategy game. So it brings a bunch of different anime series together and puts it on a grid-based strategy from above. And they're just fighting each other. Totally 2D style, like Burning Gundam punching another alien mech in the face and blowing it up. Peak. It's beauty.
Yep. Burning Gundam. Yes.
It seems that they have the license to that franchise because that one is in almost every single one of these games. Every single time.
It's the coolest Gundam. Or at least one of the coolest Gundams. I have always been a Gundam fan, and like over the years, I kind of felt like a not fan. Just when I realized the depth of Gundam, like how many Gundams there are. But that was one of the ones that it's like I kind of was thinking about trying. I started rewatching. I forget what Gundam it was, but I was like, I'm going to rewatch all the Gundams, and I was like, this is a daunting task that I've not set for myself, so don't hold me to it, but I've suggested to myself as a possible goal.
The story in these games, pretty much anime as well, where they don't really explain how all these franchises are in the same universe. They kind of just show up and like, oh, you're here to help us fight these alien invaders? Yes, we are. Okay. And they somehow find a common goal to fight them. But they each have their own strengths, weaknesses, attacks, abilities, and it's on a grid-based like level. So they have a certain amount of moves that you can do each turn, and you're trying to get closer to the enemy and have a better stat breakdown than them. And you can watch every single battle that takes place. You can watch Gundams punch the shit out of things, and that's all I want. That's all I need. The unfortunate thing is, with so many different fingers in the pie franchise-wise, they turn off recording for this game, so I can't get direct footage of it. So what you're going to see on the screen is something I've pulled somewhere else, unfortunately, which sucks. But
Vaughn's going to get fucking black bagged at the end of this.
Yeah. I could probably get around it via like a capture card workaround, but
yeah,
they always do some weird licensing crap with this. If you're into strategy RPGs, it's worth a look at. They've had entries since the Game Boy Advance, so you can kind of start wherever. Yeah, it's been a long running series, so I highly recommend. Certain ones bring special franchises in. I know T, the one before this, had Cowboy Bebop. This one has Big O and like Kamen Rider, stuff like that. So, or if you just like Burning Gundam, they're in every single one. So
piston arms ready to go.
Oh my god, yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, I'm sure those things always look like they left an impact.
For the special ones, they always pick their special move. So it's the whole like the laser that shoots out. They have that. The special one is the piston arm, where it punches upward, and as the guy's laying on his fist in the air, the piston goes down and just blows a hole in its stomach. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm gonna watch this every single time I use it.
Oh, dude, yeah,
that was good. And then something I just started like yesterday was the Robocop expansion / extra release, because it's on sale. Like, I'll pick it up, whatever. It's like $17. Started it. It's okay. Like, I don't want to say they should have just stopped with that one release and then worked on maybe a full-on sequel with some new mechanics and whatnot, but
Rogue City.
Yeah, Rogue City was the first one, and then this one is, what did they name this one? Unfinished Business. And it's almost like, the plot is almost like the Carl Urban Dread movie, where you're in this building trying to get to the top to stop drug lords. So I'm maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours in, and it seems like they're just throwing enemies upon enemies at me, and it didn't feel like that way in the first one. And it kind of loses its magic that the first one gave you, where I'm actually Robocop fighting on the streets of Detroit, and this feels really good. And now it just feels like you're throwing enemy rooms at me, and because I'm a robot, you can't stop me. And they're just dying like left and right. So
give me 1 sec, I got pooch problems. We're back.
I don't want to say it's boring, but it's kind of uneventful gameplay wise for me, because so far, and I'm still early, they added a ricochet element. So if someone's behind cover, you can scan and see like a square above or to the side of them, and you could shoot that, and the bullet will go and kill the person. So they're adding little things here or there, but on the whole, it's the same gameplay loop from the first one, just with more enemies. So
you would recommend the original?
I'd recommend the original. Are you a fan of RoboCop?
Never seen it.
RoboCop is also outside of my era because it's mainly an 80s thing, and I didn't fall out of the womb until 90. So I just know it from the general cult ecosystem. So there's this weird nostalgia with it because it's so highly regarded. I did enjoy the first one a lot. Like it's nothing groundbreaking, but the atmosphere that they put in that, where you're walking on the streets and you're just seeing just Detroit trash everywhere, and the original voice actors there, the characters are good. It's mocap wise, it's not anything to write home about. Everyone but RoboCop kind of looks like garbage, but you're there for RoboCop, and it's first person, so who cares?
Right.
But yeah, if you can get the first one on sale, I'd recommend it. It's a solid like 10-15 hour game.
Everything I've ever seen from RoboCop is like hyper gory.
The game or in general?
I think just in general. Is there a scene where he's like shooting people's genitals off or something? It's just like like a lot of them. Is that like a real scene, or is that just something funny that the internet made up?
It's something funny that the internet made up, but there are scenes of him shooting people in the dick. So
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I have to check that out. I want to say that I could be wrong, but I thought it was free on PlayStation not too long ago, or maybe part of the catalog or something.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, I have to check that out. Was there anything else you were playing?
That was the last one for now. I've been after Katamari. I just wanted something to. Not that Katamari was overwhelming to my brain, but I've been waiting to start Super Robot Wars for a long time, so I just needed to do something for myself. Yeah.
Right.
Treat yourself.
I actually forgot one thing that I did play. They put War of the Monsters out on PS4, and then they did a PS5 version. And I always just kind of kept the PS4 version because I'm like, it doesn't really matter. But something in me was like, check to see if the PS5 version has a platinum. And it sure does. And I got like 60% of the trophies in one sitting in a matter of like an hour or something. Just obliterated the story mode and, did all the little weird tricks they want you to do. War of the Monsters is the best. Also, never knew this. There's an easy, medium, and hard mode. Never knew that. I was always playing on easy, like my entire life. Had no clue. Put it on hard. That is War of the Monsters. Like they're not playing around.
I feel like that game could get really, like, kind of irritating really quick. Like some of those games that are like that are kind of like the party fighting games. It's like when you put it on harder difficulties, sometimes they are just broken. They just make them busted.
It's really weird, man. I've never seen this before, and I meant to kind of look into it to see if people had talked about this on the internet. But the computer, what did he do? He stunned me. So you do like up square, up triangle, whatever, and it's a stun. And then he launched me with an uppercut, picked up a projectile that will electrocute you and stun you. So he stunned, uppercut, threw it while I was in the air. I got electrocuted, coasted back to him, and he spin kicked me. I'm like,
combos.
I was like, are there combos in War of the Monsters that I did not know about? Like, putting it on hard mode turned it into a whole nother thing. I'm like, this is okay. Got
something
my eye
to
on
it.
You old geezer. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Alrighty. Anyone want to bring up any other things they've been playing, or we can jump to the bulk of this bitch?
No.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So that's it for me.
We're doing something a little different this time. So the Game Awards are right around the corner, roughly 2 weeks from the time of this recording. So we figured why not kind of go through the nominations that we care about, talk about what we think's going to win, thoughts on kind of anything in between. And then once the actual Game Awards air, we can kind of go over what we picked and see if our guesses were accurate or not. We will be back to our usual 3-topic format next time, but switching it up this time. Everyone ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Okay, first nomination that we'll go over is Best Game Direction. And they threw out there Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and Split Fiction. All great games. I think the only one I didn't play is Hades 2, but I've heard really good things about that one.
I feel like when it comes to that, it's almost unfair because I feel like Kojima, I feel like just his reputation as a director kind of gives him an unfair advantage in that. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it by no means, but if I would have to put my money on something that I think is going to take it, it would probably be Death Stranding 2. Once again, not because it doesn't deserve it, but he has like a pedigree, and that goes a long way. He's, I know they like to play favorites a lot of times when it comes to this kind of thing, and I feel like even if other games are technically better, there is a level of playing to the audience as well, where Kojima plays on both sides, where it's like the audience loves him and they know it's an easy win. So I would put my money on Death Stranding for sure.
Disclaimer, I haven't played any of these. None of these games have I played. However, I know a good amount about all of them. Death Stranding, Ghost of Yotei, and Hades 2. When I think best direction, those 3 games are kind of just iterating on the original game, right? Like, does Death Stranding 2 really revolutionize what Death Stranding 1 did, or does it just make it better?
Makes it better.
So, same thing with Ghost of Yotei, and from what I understand, Hades as well, whereas Split Fiction and Claire are kind of doing something new, from what I remember correctly. Like, Split Fiction is Split Fiction, because that's the people that did Two Brothers, right? And is that also the prison game?
Yeah.
Okay.
A Way Out.
Mm-hmm.
A Way Out, yeah.
The description of this category is for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
I know, it's so general. Right. Because I agree 100% with what everything Adrian's saying, because if you think direction, you think director, there's only one person in this category that even we talk about as a director.
Yeah.
So it's like
also
the logic or the game industry logic is so hard to fight against. I don't know.
Yeah, and to add to that, I feel like Expedition 33 is going to win a lot of these just for the positive zeitgeist that game garnered. So, like before we started recording, breaking down what we think is going to win versus what we want to win is going to be the most difficult thing, at least for me. I think Death Stranding would be a good pick for this, but I could also see Expedition or Split Fiction just in the category of innovation, because that game does some pretty crazy stuff with co-op.
Yeah, I'm
leaning.
And that's like what I haven't played it, but like I beat A Way Out and It Takes Two. Me and Stretch played both of those games. Oh yeah, no, those and that's like I have firsthand experience. Like it is that style of game is incredibly, like, when I remember when we first played A Way Out, I was like, this is a super cool way to play a game. Super cool way to play a game. Just a game that is, you need to have somebody with you, which, I mean, I guess is a prerequisite, but it's like whatever. But it was just interesting, like needing to genuinely cooperate, not just in like a general sense. It's not like turn this lever while your teammate fights, while you do all the puzzles and you survive. It's like you genuinely have to coordinate and communicate and work together in order to progress in the game. So it's a definitely something you got to do with somebody that you like, but it's a way to play games that kind of goes above and beyond traditional co-op play.
Yeah.
So it's not just playing the same game with a friend. It is playing a game that is designed to be played with a friend. And I remember first playing it, and it really was like, wow, this is super cool concept. I hope more people do this.
And it's pretty impressive. Split Fiction can do couch co-op at that level of fidelity and with what they're doing at the same time.
Yeah. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but I really don't think Hades and Yote should be here. They're good games, but I can totally understand the quote unquote innovation and direction of the other three.
That's when I saw them on the list, I was kind of like, you just had to fill out the category.
It's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote Split Fiction on this.
Okay.
I'm gonna vote Split Fiction. Something's telling me Kojima's gonna win something a little weightier.
Adrian, you're picking Death Stranding?
I'm picking Death Stranding.
Okay. Next is Best Narrative.
Real quick, what did you pick?
Oh, I picked Split Fiction.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I also disagree with Adrian.
That's fair.
Right.
All things will come to light in the end, Brandyn.
A lot of these that we name are going to be shared in other categories, so don't be shocked when I say Expedition 33 and Ghost of Yote and Death Stranding multiple times. So, Best Narrative: Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Yote, Silent Hill F, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And the subtitle for this is for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game.
For this one, I think it's tough because if I had to choose between two, I would say Clair Obscur and Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come more so because I think, and obviously I have no clue how the judges are going to vote and how they're going to quantify any of this, but it's the branching storylines of like Kingdom Come, how it essentially you're making the story in yourself, and I think there's an element of making a good coherent story while also allowing you to choose your own path in that story. I think that is like very impressive in when it comes to actually doing that. But Clair Obscur, from everything that I've seen, I want to believe the hype, I guess, if that makes sense. And then my understanding of, because I did watch, I haven't played it, but I'm a big lore junkie for games that, if I'm not, I don't mind spoilers on things, just FYI to people. So it's like I fully immersed in it. I don't know. I think it's going to be between those two for sure. If I had to put my money, I'd say Clair. I'd say Clair Obscur.
I've played all of these except Kingdom Come, so I'm right away going to knock Silent Hill off the list because as cool as it is on paper to say you have to play this 3 or 4 times to get the full story, that shit's not fun. To have just slight differences and certain rooms reopened to just grab another collectible to read through and Some people really like that. I don't. You're gonna get me more if I have to play it maybe twice. But if you're gonna make me play it 3, 4, maybe even 5 times,
it's way too much.
No, sir. So I will have to maybe one day play that and finish it. Oh, I did play it. Duh. I need to finish the platinum, but it's just so daunting. Like, I'm unfortunately coming up with every excuse not to go back to that, but I will get it. But back on topic, I think Claire is going to win this, as much as I want Death Stranding, because that story goes some crazy places.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ghost of Yote is a good story, having had time to sit back and think about it. That story was fun, but a lot of the fun came from non-main story missions, and I think that kind of knocks it out of my mental state of being best narrative. I'm gonna go Expedition 33 then.
That's fair. I would say I really agree with everything you said about Kingdom Come Deliverance. I would say Kingdom Come seems to maybe deserve it to a degree, just as an achievement. Everybody is real hype on Expedition, and based off of the guy who played Kratos' 11-minute acceptance speech that one year, people love to smell their own farts. So I can see them having one of those actors come up there and, do a whole thing. I want Death Stranding to win.
Me too.
I want Death Stranding to win because I feel like when it's all said and done and the dust settles, and if, we'll be talking about Death Stranding's story as a whole in 20, 30 years, like we do with all of Kojima's games. So as a betting man, I'd have to agree with you guys on Expedition. I feel like they're going to just... But did you know Robert Pattinson was in it? And it's not to say that story isn't good by any stretch. From what I've heard of it, it sounds sick. It's just... I guess for me personally, when it comes to Game Awards, I'm kind of always... I think the game that pushes the industry forward should win, regardless of anything. Like, in the category, did you push the industry forward? Are we doing new things here? Then you deserve it. Which is why I would kind of lean. Also, I haven't played Death Stranding, so I'm sure Death Stranding is doing some crazy stuff. But Kingdom Come seems like they've taken what Witcher kind of really started and just took it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll vote Expedition.
I hope Death Stranding gets that one, but I think
I do too.
Expedition's going to sweep a lot of these. Alrighty, next one is Best Art Direction. For outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and first time on this list, Hollow Knight, Silksong.
Expedition 33. It's art direction. That game looks like a painting at all times. It's not to knock it. It's so weird how you build a callousness towards something that is clearly getting babied and favored, even though it is a good thing.
Right.
But that game does look gorgeous. I was just watching my brother play it maybe a week ago, and I'm like, God, this game's got style, man. It really is cool. It looks fun too, really fun.
I could see Hades 2 and Silksong getting decent number of votes, but like you were saying about the previous category, they're not really doing anything different compared to their last or their first game.
Right. They're just sequels, and then I don't use just as a derogatory way. It's just it is what it is. It's the same setting for the most part.
Yeah, and it's not like those two previous games looked bad and then these ones are better. Like the previous games looked amazing and they innovated in the sense of gameplay elements, not necessarily art.
Yeah.
Ghost of Yotei looks great. The style in that game is fantastic. Just the little nuances of like opening your map, and if you're in an area where it's raining, you'll see droplets of rain hit the map, and because it's like painted with ink on the map, it kind of does the thing where it spreads the ink out where the droplet hit. And like,
that's cool.
And then every bounty is in the Japanese calligraphy style, so it's nailing that aesthetic. I could see that getting decent votes too, but again, that's an improvement from the first game, which was already beautiful. So probably Expedition 33.
Yeah, because it says for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. I would say Death Stranding hits more of those than Expedition does, though. Death Stranding's animations are crazy. And it's more of a technical achievement, I would imagine, than just Expedition just, for lack of a better term, like looks artsy.
I think the hard part with that is getting caught up on the term technical, because it's like it could be like it did clarify in artistic like direction, whereas like the technical quality of Death Stranding's gameplay shouldn't be confused with that. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm thinking more from just like they look real. They straight up look like real people in that game. And then you still have just such a uniquely identifiable vibe and look to it. Like you can show one frame of Death Stranding. It's like that is either a real picture of Iceland or Death Stranding. It's one of the two. You know what? I'm gonna vote Death Stranding. I changed my mind.
I'm also voting Death Stranding because
I don't care about winning. I care about my heart. That's what I care about.
That was what I was going to go with, too. I'll be honest with you.
Death Stranding?
Yeah.
We're all going Death Stranding on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Expedition's about to...
Oh, they're about to clean up shop.
Yeah.
I just know it.
I do want to play it, though.
Next category is Best Score and Music. For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. So we got Silk Song, 80s 2, Expedition 33, Ghost of Yotei, and Death Stranding 2.
I just want to put it out there that as many games that came out this year, you would think only 5 came out. Mm-hmm. These are the same games over and over. What is happening?
I'd really like to know the judges' kind of process in determining these. If they just have a full list of X years releases and then they pick the best, or how many people are voting to get these nominees, because the final scores are community driven. So people like Jeff Gersman and stuff are on the judges panel to get these put up.
Really?
Yeah.
I am not saying the music in these other games are no good, but I have heard a few things from Expedition, and it is like incredible.
Yeah.
From what I've listened, and I know Death Stranding is going to have some amazing music. I'm sure it is. It's so funny. I am completely blind on Death Stranding 2. I don't know anything until I play it.
It's a good way to be.
Yeah.
So that surprise you.
I mean, I'm going to vote Expedition on this one. It's like a 50-50 coin toss between Expedition and Death Stranding each time. This is so goofy. It's so funny.
The music in Yotei was good, but I just had the Watanabe setting turned on, so it was just smoothness the whole time. So I really didn't hear the core soundtrack when I was riding around, so I can't really vote for that one. But Yeah, Expedition would be the best choice for me.
I'm in the same boat as Brandon, where I've had Joey sent me a few of the Claire songs, and I was like, "Yep,
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
These are hot fire."
Yeah, they are really good.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna have to go Expedition on that one because from what I've heard, I would be hard pressed to convince me that any of those other games, a lot of those other games, I feel like are almost restrained by thematic obligation, whereas Claire kind of is expansive, and due to the journey element of it, you're getting a lot more variety, and all of that variety is very well done. So I'd have to go with Expedition.
Very French.
So much emphasis.
I know. I don't know how to feel about it, but I mean,
I'm part French, so I'm allowed to.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, there we go. We're good.
Okay, next topic. Best audio design. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Silent Hill F, and first time so far, Battlefield 6.
My vote goes Battlefield.
Yeah.
That game's audio is otherworldly when you have headphones on. DICE is always great with it, but I don't know if it's just like haven't heard it in a while, whatever, but it is just, it's different. That audio is something else. Hearing helicopters crash behind you, and it's like like you can feel it.
I think the standard for directional audio has kind of skyrocketed, just with, I mean, first-person shooters have always been popular, but I not wholeheartedly, but you could attribute it to games like Hunt. I think the relevance of being able to hear, like, headphone companies have been promoting their headphones for the longest time, but just like any close quarters first person shooter games, Siege, Hunt, anything like that, it's like their design is top notch because it has to be, because it ties directly into their gameplay as a whole. So I'll be honest, if whatever game was going to be, if there wasn't a multiplayer game, I would have been shocked. But whatever game got dropped as the multiplayer game in there was probably going to get my vote, because I just find it hard to believe in terms of just overall sound design. It's tied too deeply to the core element of the game, to the point where if you did not have superior sound design, then you really dropped the ball.
Yeah, that's an extremely good point, because and it's not to knock the sound design of these other games, but Battlefield, it's exactly what you're saying. It's tied to the gameplay, and it's so dynamic. The amount of sounds coming out of players, it's just so chaotic and random, yet it still has an audio language you can understand. It's like it's a feat, really.
You can use stuff like being able to distinctly pick out the different kind of weapons being utilized by people. It's like you can actually hear the difference between somebody firing an M4 and an AK, and so on and so forth. The different missile launching systems being utilized, just the sounds of vehicles, that's just some of the elements that go into the overall sound design when it comes to that. But it is like Brandon's saying, it's all those things coming from all directions, to the point where you can almost accurately pinpoint what is happening on the battlefield in any given direction from a singular location. So it's like I could hear a conflict in an area and be like, okay, do I want to leave my hole here and go take care of this? And then it's like I can hear a fucking tank, something crazy happening the other way. It's like, I definitely don't want to go that way. I am not equipped for whatever is over there, so this way it is. Then you get sniped anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
You guys pretty much hit the nail on the head with that. I'm going to go with Battlefield 6 as well. Just like you said, the the combination of that audio with the core gameplay loop like elevates it above these other four. And again, all four have some great audio, some iconic design with their audio. Silent Hill F, I don't want to be in that world because of the sound, so that knocks it out of the list for me. But yeah, running around on the battlefield, hearing people's footsteps on the other side of a wall and not knowing how they're going to come at you and what you're going to do elevates the enjoyment of that game, where something similar doesn't happen in any of these other ones for me. I liked some of the sound effects and the audio cues and all that stuff that they did in these other games, but Battlefield is just so chaotic that it's hard to put anything else above it. So, all Battlefield 6 on this one?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure Jeff will ruin our lives and pick Silent Hill F for that winner.
Just Claire Obscure wins every single category, including the ones it's not nominated for.
Best first-person shooter of the year.
Robert Pattinson. What?
We joke about that, but there's a category on here where Expedition's on it, and I am highly against it. And I will point that out when we get to it. Next nomination is Best Performance, awarded to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and or performance capture.
This category is ridiculous.
So we have two people from Expedition 33. So we have Ben Starr. Three. Yeah. Ben Starr, Charlie Cox, and Jennifer English. Then we have Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yote. And then we have Konatsu Kato for the lead in Silent Hill F. And then a real random one, Troy Baker in Indiana Jones.
What? At least it's a new, it's technically not the game, but it's,
he does a real good Harrison
Yeah,
Ford.
he sounds like Indy. You would think it's Harris. Expedition 33.
I'm going Troy Baker because not only was his performance good, but spot on for a character that isn't him.
Yeah. Not identifiable as Troy Baker for, besides of the roles I can think of, it seems like only Indy and Joel are the only two I can't tell that it's Troy Baker. Everything else I generally am like, that's Troy. I can tell it's him.
Right. And you got to keep in mind, it's like studios ask for, they give somewhat direction. Like Troy Baker's up there to the point where it's like Troy Baker comes in and you let him cook. But in reality, it's like if the studios didn't want him to sound like that, it's just one of those things that demonstrates if they didn't want him to sound like Troy Baker, he could do that. But they're allowing him to sound like that because that's what they want to hear.
Yeah, that boy's got range, man. His Joker in Origins is really good too.
Yeah.
I also was gonna say Troy out of spite. But also just because I do authentically think he did a really, really good job. Yeah. I have heard pretty good stuff about this guy, Ben Starr, and also the Jennifer English girl from Expedition. I have heard that those two are kind of like the real big stars of that game.
Yeah. They're real good.
The little I've seen of the girl from Silent Hill, though, was really good as well. Yeah. I thought she was kind of cool. But I'm going to go Troy.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, I don't want to say it's exclusively because we were talking about it being very audience-driven, but it's one of those things kind of with the same, like the Kojima thing, where it's like I feel like not that he hasn't earned it, but he has an unfair advantage because he is arguably one of, if not the biggest name in voice acting. And it just, portraying characters. So it's kind of tough. it's kind of tough to go against that.
It's kind of in the Battlefield 6 category from the last category for me with Troy Baker in this, because the other 5 are doing a great job, but they're not acting and trying to be an already established voice. Like, they're just playing a character that they were given, where he's playing a character he was given that has been in multiple movies and has an iconic voice. So it's multiple layers of just talent. And
playing a dude disguises a dude disguises another dude.
You dude, did you see the deleted scene where he's got the dude in the bathtub?
Yeah.
Drawing the pyramids on it. So when we build the pyramids, see what you sound.
Be cool.
Be cool, baby. Huh? No one asked a question.
Ben Starr's getting a lot of good praise. He's been in quite a few things the last couple of years. Most notably, Clive from Final Fantasy 16.
You got my vote on that one.
That shit had Brandon's soul.
It still does. I got 32 Final Fantasy edits ready to roll. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, next category. This one I'm a little less familiar in, just in terms of the number of things that I've played, but it is innovation in accessibility. So recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So we have Assassin's Creed Shadows, Atomfall, Doom the Dark Ages, essentially FIFA 26 or FC 26, and South of Midnight.
Based off of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I can only assume Shadows at least has that, and I didn't play Shadows. Valhalla has incredible customization and accessibility. Like, I actually adored the way it was done, because, at least for me, the problem that I had with Valhalla was I didn't necessarily want to do all of the full-blown RPG Magic Man stuff. I wanted to do Assassin's Creed Viking. So I just changed all the sliders to be very realistic and, one-shot assassin, kill, all that. And I literally just turned it into the Assassin Viking game I wanted. Whereas my brother, he liked all the crazy RPG magic stuff, or like Jordan liked all that stuff. So they turned it into that, and they're literally running around as Odin the god. It's like, that's really cool. And that's not counting, colorblind stuff and, things of that nature. So I would assume it's either that or Doom, because Doom has some pretty incredible accessibility features as well.
I was going to ask, what did they include in that one?
You can change the game speed to be super fast, super slow. So like, they have the parry mechanic in that one, and when you land that parry, there's like a 1.5 second, maybe a second long slowdown for you to kind of see the battlefield. You can play with the timings on that, faster, slower, more difficult, whatever. They ended up adding in a mode that lets you just customize the amount of enemies in an area, what type of enemies are coming out. So you can really turn that game into whatever you want it to be. Same thing with colors, because, Doom is just an onslaught of visuals. So you could slow it down, change colors how you want, really just tune it exactly to whatever it is you want it to be. That's tough between those two. I would... The conspiracy in me would say Assassin's Creed's going to win it, because they need any type of positive publicity they got right now. So they were probably like, oui. Slide them a little French check real quick.
Yeah, they probably ain't got the money to afford that.
The French. I have heard good stuff too about South of Midnight, but I don't know really. So I guess I'm going to vote Assassin's Creed on this.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go Doom. I didn't play Doom, but from everything you've said, it seems like a pretty big change from the last one in terms of accessibility. And I think, unfortunately, it took till the third one for them to add that type of stuff, but I guess better late than never.
I don't know. I keep Gates like Cerberus out here. I want him out of my game. You can't play it. Play something else. But no.
I care that you lost your hands.
It sounds like a real you problem, is all I'm saying. But no. Dang. I would honestly say for me it would be between Doom, for pretty much what you stated. More so, obviously the options are there, but more so the difference between that one and the other ones, where it's like if we're talking innovation for the sake of accessibility, it has innovated substantially more than, compared to the other titles to make that accessibility an option. But out of left field, probably I can't count FIFA out. Just my experience with seeing and playing sports games periodically, just throughout, like with my brothers and everybody played sports games, and my brother-in-laws are big FIFA people. Those games, not to say it in like any kind of like rude way, but it's like they almost can like play themselves to a degree. And it's one of those things where you can turn up essentially the extent at which the game will kind of manage for you to you can see like really young kids even playing those games, because the game is essentially simplifying things for them to allow them to participate with somebody who is of a higher skill level and of a higher competency. And I think that in sports games has always kind of been really impressive. Like, obviously, it wasn't something I really thought of before I thought of these things. I was just like, it's whatever. But in reality, it does allow for really anybody. It's somebody that doesn't know anything about sports could pick up that game and play that game competently. Like, I don't even have to really know how soccer fucking works.
Football.
Football. I don't even know. I have to know how it works really, and I'd probably be able to competently play that game. And I think that, and overall in terms of accessibility, I think it's in my opinion, really doesn't get more impressive than allowing you to kind of just jump right in and pick it up no matter what, and you don't have to know shit about what's going on. And the fact that sports have, their own outside of the game, they exist outside of the game that requires some sort of understanding for it to allow you to still play it is kind of impressive. So honestly, I'm going with FIFA on this one.
Having not really played those games, I don't know the difference from 25 to 26, but yeah, I do understand where you're coming from with that, because some people just aren't big sports players, but they enjoy watching. So if you can essentially get that game to a simulation style game and have it with the most up-to-date roster, then I could see that really helping people.
Right, which is, because it's, when you're playing those games, it's like I said with the whole, it's the sport. You generally speaking, one would have to understand the sport outside of the game to play the game, but those games make it so you really don't even have to understand the sport outside of the game, as well as stuff like, obviously if you're playing just one team against another team, you get what you get. But when they have stuff like the career and the franchise modes in that game, and it's like there's so many stats and essentially spreadsheets worth of information that game will still allow you to play even those game modes without having to know what that actual person's actual stats are, what they're, I'm not going to pick a squad of scrubs and just get steamrolled. The game will allow me to play competently, and it allows you to not only play the game, but manage a team, manage players effectively. It allows you to do kind of a bunch of different, like you said, almost like a sim scenario. And I think that's as far as you can go when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yep. Big agree. Okay, next category. Best ongoing. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Expedition 33. No, I'm kidding. Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky.
Dude, X Defiance not in there? Some bullshit. Tragic. I actually like that game. I'll jump in. I'm gonna go. My heart wants to say Helldivers, but I think No Man's Sky. I think No Man's Sky is probably the likely candidate for that. That they've done too much. They've done just too much. They've done too much.
If No Man's Sky doesn't win this category, the whole system's rigged.
Yeah, it like,
deserves it so much more than everything else on here. Like Final Fantasy 14, yes, but no. Like the story arc ended for that, and they've gotten their flowers. They're on like a whole new arc. They're starting in the beginning. That's fine. We're in the beginning. You don't need to be celebrated just yet. Not yet. You're gonna have your time. Fortnite, I from what I understand, Fortnite is on like a generational run this year, though. Like I guess they are like really killing it. So
they just put out a Daft Punk thing, and it was wonderful. Part of that is I love Daft Punk, but another part was
the French.
This is a French?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a whole like concert / almost just chill room that you could relax with other people in and listen to their music, and cool. Yeah, it was really sweet.
Helldivers, I think, is more of a reception redemption, for lack of a better word, than it is like a you actually killed it.
You're right. You just progressively made. That's fair.
And then Marvel Rivals, who cares? No Man's Sky is the absolute, like, dude, they drop a crazy update like every 2 months. Consistently for years. You're only rivaled by Fortnite. And the fact that you're even in that conversation, you deserve to win. Like, you decapitated Bethesda this year for fun. Just to do it. Like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Helldivers was, like you said, more reactive than proactive in terms of like ongoing content. Marvel Rivals, like, you have consistent content, but it's not really any different from the previous,
simply
previous
just
season.
Adding content doesn't make any.
It's kind of like expected.
Yeah,
you better add new characters. What do you mean?
Yeah. You don't get points for that. Like if that, I mean, that literally is your model.
Showed up to work.
Right.
Yeah. If next year they totally redesign how things work, like Overwatch sometimes does, I could see them being on this list again. But this year, no. I'd say it's between No Man's Sky and Fortnite. I'll go Fortnite just for devil's advocate, but I could see No Man's Sky pulling this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
would you vote, Adrian?
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Oh, you did No Man's Sky.
Okay.
I just love Helldivers, just in general. Like, I get it; they had their reactiveness, which was well needed, but I mean, I just love freedom. So,
next category is Best Community Support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches. We have Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky.
Brandon, you're muted.
I got a hamstring cramp and I almost cried. Dude, I went into panic mode for a second.
Dude, my leg. I hit legs the other day. My legs are like locked under this desk. I'm like, dude, if I get a cramp, I'm gonna stand up hard enough to rip this desk in half. I don't know if you saw me when I got up to check the dog, but I was like waddling. It's like, dude, my legs are toasted right now.
Dude,
so I feel every part of that. Like you saying that, like made me scared. I'm like, oh god, dude, please don't have.
Real quick, random side note: when they've changed it now, but when the Maverick at Cedar Point first came out, it's like it goes over you like this, but this like where your legs go, dude, your knees were right up against a wall. They've opened it up since. Dude, I rode that one time. It's my favorite ride there, but that first time I rode it, I was having a panic attack the whole time because I'm like, dude, if you get a hamstring cramp, you're gonna die. You're just gonna be dead. Can you imagine?
No, I'd rather not.
Honestly, I think the worst part wouldn't be the ride itself that happening. It would be like at the end where the ride stops and you're just waiting to like go. You're like,
how was everyone's ride?
That guy had a great time.
Remember in Yes Man when he's like, Carl, you all right?
Fly.
He's just a core. I think Carl's dead, dude. Literally. But for this category,
I'm going to say Helldivers too.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's tough because No Man's Sky has just been consistently good. And as weird as it sounds, this category to me screams fucked up and then fixed it. And I don't think it. I think it goes without saying. Helldivers had one of the meanest redemption arcs in recent history.
Yeah.
So I got to give them credit where credit is due. They fucking nailed the arc. They have redeemed themselves in most people's eyes, mine included. And I will give them that. So I will have to say Helldivers. Plus, not only just patching in all the stuff, but then patching in, fixing a bunch of shit, and then dropping like the new essentially mission type with the underground. It's I think that is impressive. We got
tactics.
I was literally just gonna say we got to get some of that going.
That might be an easy one. I also kind of feel like Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy, and Fortnite shouldn't even really be on here.
I love Baldur's Gate, and that's another one I was gonna bring that up. I would love for us all to have a Baldur's Gate campaign. It's a
big commitment.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a big commitment, but I don't really know of any patches that they did that
I feel like they were just goated out the gate.
Yeah, legitimately, I played the shit out of that game with Stretch, and we even started a second campaign. But I started a solo campaign even, but yeah, I don't know what they would have had to patch. They haven't added any DLC that I know of.
Right.
So,
and then Final Fantasy 14, or I mean, I'm sorry, not Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, they just kind of give it to you. They're not asking really what the community wants. And I kind of, to a degree, feel the same way in No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is just, they're like, we know what you want. It's
right.
they've
just been cooking. So
yeah. It seems like some of these are just the amount of content that they're putting out. That's good. And some of them are just mainly community voice positivity.
Right.
And like Adrian said, I think none of them fucked up enough as much as Helldivers 2 did.
It's a bittersweet award.
And came around to make it okay again. That it has to take this category.
Yeah, it's bittersweet award where it's like most improved. It's like, was I shitty to be? Was I shitty? It's like most improved. Take your award.
Which is so weird because Helldivers was good, like great, then got bad. It's like it's very rare that happens. Usually it's like and then you get better.
They just lost the plot. They were trying to balance it and shit like that. It's like that's not what I mean. There's no PvP in this. There's no it's exclusively us versus them. So if my weapon is overpowered, fine, fuck them. Like, what are the robots? What are the robots sending in complaints?
Yeah.
I think they were also not prepared for just the publicity that game got, so it probably went to their head.
Real quick, recognizing a game for outstanding community support, that's a Helldivers, transparency and responsiveness, also Helldivers, inclusive of social media activity and game updates/patches. Yeah, Helldivers literally defines every single aspect of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
Cool.
Is this that category coming up that you were talking about?
Yes. Yes. Best independent game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside their traditional publisher system, which is why one of them I feel is on this list. But okay. We've got Hades 2, got Silksong, we got Blueprints, Ball Pit, Absalom, and Expedition 33.
What the fuck?
The only reason that game is on this list is outside the traditional publisher system. That fucker's not an indie game.
No.
So get out of here. It's going to win it. But
I'm throwing Silksong.
I think Silksong or Blueprints.
What is Blueprints?
Blueprints is like a first-person puzzle game, but a puzzle game in the sense of you like need to write things down to get through this.
Like The Witness, kind of.
Yeah, like The Witness / PT, where you're like doing real obscure things that you wouldn't think would get you through a room. So like that type of like outside of the normal thinking type of puzzles.
I've never been pitched so hard to never want to buy something in my life. I will not touch that. That's ridiculous.
I liked The Witness, so I could see myself trying it out at some point. They gave it away free a couple months ago, so I might try it. But yeah,
is Ball Pit? What is that? Is that a pinball game?
It's kind of. It's like a pinball roguelike. I haven't played it. Yeah, it's in the same vein as Blueprints, where it kind of came out of nowhere and everyone's obsessed with it.
Okay.
I don't know what Absalom is, so I can't speak for that one.
You don't know Absalom?
I don't know what that is.
So that's made by the people that made Dragon's Crown and Unicorn Overlord. And it's a co-op side-scroller, like roguelike beat 'em up. It is really, really cool from what I've seen. Jordan's been playing it. It does look really, really sick. There's a wizard who's a frog. Sold. That's so cool.
Got
so
me.
Cool. I'm kind of torn on this one because it seems like they're kind of forcing Expedition in here, which makes you feel like, okay, well then just you're going to give it to Expedition. However, I can't really ignore Silksong or Absalom.
Okay.
Let me ponder on it. You guys go ahead.
I'm going to vote Blueprints. I think Hades is a strong candidate, but I've been thinking about Hades on these various nominations, and I think it really hurt them to put that into beta first and then mass releasing it, because you kind of did the opposite of Silksong, where you announced it and then waited a long time and then just almost surprise dropped it and everyone got hyped for it. Whereas Hades 2, you put on beta for, I think, almost a year. and then you released it. So you kind of
Really?
lost.
It was out that long?
I'd have to see when they first put it on beta, but it's been multiple months of it, like early access.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So you kind of screwed your hype train. Like, you should have just released it either early on or all at once now. So you kind of lost the community focus on it. Blueprints.
I went Silk Song. I think.
Yeah,
I think it's got the. I think it. I mean, it's had a lot of hype. People have been waiting for that game for a real long time. And obviously the game performs. It's very well made. The gameplay in, both that and Hollow Knight are incredibly addicting, smooth, fun. So I mean, I'm not saying the other games aren't very likely candidates, but if I had to just guess, I would have to say Silk Song.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna if I was in a casino, I'd say Expedition, but I'm gonna go Absalom. I'm gonna go Absalom.
Cool. Right. Next category. Best debut indie game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio.
Dude, they are being really ridiculous with Expedition. This is
Expedition
crazy.
33, Blueprints, Despelode, and Dispatch.
I'll go Expedition on this one.
Yeah.
That seems like a sure win for that.
It'll either win this one or the last one.
I think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna win the last one, so I think it's definitely gonna win this one. I don't think they'll be able to get away with it making it win neither.
Right.
Yeah.
And this one is a little more fitting with it being a debut studio.
Yeah.
I can kind of get behind that a little more.
Yeah. So we're all Expedition on this one?
Yeah.
Sweet. I skipped this category, so we're going to the next one. Best VR AR.
Okay.
Alien Rogue Incursion, Arcan Age, Ghost Town, Marvel's Deadpool VR, and The Midnight Walk.
Dude, I did not know there was a Deadpool VR game.
I had no idea either.
That's devastating. I think it's only on Oculus, it says.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that sucks about these, which, in all fairness, I need to definitely utilize my VR more. But, yeah, some of these are they're tied to specific VR rigs. And it's like, I'm sure as shit not going to buy, like, multiple VR rigs.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
So.
I've heard that Arcan Age game is, like, people really like that one. Mm-hmm. I've seen some gameplay on it. It gameplay wise looks cool. There's something about a lot of VR games where they just look generic.
Yeah.
Even if they have unique mechanics or whatever, it's like, and that game kind of has that vibe, but it almost has a Warframe-y kind of thing going on where they're like fishy kind of ninja people.
It's also giving like Dragon Age Inquisition type style too.
Don't know what Ghost Town is.
I don't either.
That Midnight Walk game looks so sick.
The game is real cool.
So cool.
It's got like a darker a darker Tim Burton claymation style feel to it. Mm-hmm. That in VR is pretty crazy.
This is always tricky because, at least to me, with VR, I would personally say what wins you the category is pushing gameplay as hard as possible because VR is still in its infancy. Mm-hmm. And when I look at this list, granted, I don't know too much about Ghost Town or Marvel's Deadpool, but Arcane Age and Alien have some chops on the gameplay front,
Yeah.
and really Alien. I'm gonna go Alien on this one.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna go Alien. I'm gonna get that game too. It looks like the perfect blend of Alien Isolation and then Alien.
Colonial Marines.
Yeah. I have that. Or what's the one?
Colonial Marines is the one that everybody hates, but
not that one. There's one that came out recently that's like co-op. What is the name of that one? I have it.
Look it up.
It'll come to me. Yeah, it'll come to me.
I'm gonna vote Midnight Walk, just mainly because I've played through that game and I really enjoyed it. I'm in the same boat as you, though, in that I really only played that one and none of the others. But I could see Alien being on that list.
Fire Team Elite.
Oh yeah, that's more of a strategy one. I got that one. I'm
Is
pumped
that
for
the
that.
strategy one? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Not
Fire
that
Team
one.
Elite's the strategy one.
Oh my God.
I'm voting Alien, by the way.
Okay.
I wholeheartedly agree. The whole point of VR, I guess, in my opinion, is that it's supposed to be unique experiences that, you know, kind of you can only have through the VR. That's the whole point of the new peripheral, or that peripheral. So I think pushing gameplay and allowing you to play a game in a different way that you traditionally can't, not just because it's simply different, but be enjoyable. There's plenty of VR games that's like, it's VR and it's a game, and it's like, yeah, being in VR doesn't make it fun, and being able to actually pull that off is impressive.
I think Dark Descent is the strategy game. And Fire Team Elite is
Fire Team Elite. Yep, you're right. You are right.
So I was gonna say that game is like a good blend between Fire Team Elite and Alien Isolation, where it's got the scary vibe, first person, it's very immersive, but you're not just running for your life, you're actually shooting and fighting them. But that's neither here nor there.
It's neither hither nor thither.
I'm so scared to bend my legs.
Next category is Best Action Game. For the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat. Finally, some new stuff. Battlefield 6, Doom the Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 6, Jesus, I can't read. Ninja Gaiden 4, and Art of Vengeance. This is just action. Because the next category is very similar. So this is just action. So focused on combat. This is tough.
Focus. This is stupid because there's only one game on here that is solely focused on combat, and that's Ninja Gaiden.
You don't think Doom falls into that?
No, there's exploration and swimming and puzzles and all that stuff. That's action adventure to me. Battlefield maybe, because you are just constantly shooking. I guess Hades,
but it's not any different. That's my thing with that, is it's not any different than older. Like, there is differences, but it's like Hades and Battlefield are new iterations on previously done formulas, and they're not that it's a bad thing, but there's similarities to those formulas. Kind of, if I'm gonna look at a game, I want something that's fresher, I guess, is the best way to put it. I don't think Battlefield does anything to really, shake up any of the action of the first-person shooter genre. And Hades 2 is just improved iteration of Hades 1.
From that viewpoint, it becomes Doom and Shinobi to me then.
Right. And that's kind of where my head was at. So
yeah.
Obviously, I could be completely wrong the way I'm looking at it. I can't. But...
No, I get what you're saying for sure, because Battlefield even being in there is kind of weird. It's like because what you're saying, like, all shooters for the most part are just action games, because that is the entire point of them. Doom, the only reason I was saying action adventure is because that one has really big maps in it, to where there are long stretches of time where you're not doing action. You're running around and trying to solve puzzles and doing whatever. Whereas Ninja Gaiden, you are literally going from one combat scenario to another, Devil May Cry-esque. It's never not.
The way I look at it is the combat itself does the combat itself have something special to it?
Yeah, I agree with that. Just, is it pushing something new?
Right.
I could be wrong.
Probably are.
Maybe Vaughn, you might know, but I heard that Ninja Gaiden has like a really unique AI system where, Devil May Cry or Dark Souls or whatever, the enemies are kind of almost, or even Assassin's Creed, where it's like, okay, this enemy's going to attack them, this enemy's going to attack. That game, they are all operating off their own individual AI, and they are just coming for you. They're trying to kill you, just straight up, which sounds kind of brutal, but at the same time, that's cool, because once you get into the groove of that, you probably really do feel like Ryu Hayabusa.
And it's platinum this time for that game, so that combat is tight.
Did you play it?
No. I want to, but
yeah, I do too.
I don't want to spend the amount for it right now with everything else that I've got in the backlog, but I do eventually want to try it. My vote is Ninja Gaiden. It was between Ninja, Shinobi, or Doom. Just in the sense of, like Adrian was saying, combat. I think Doom changed enough of the combat from the last one to this one that makes it unique. Ninja Gaiden, just like you said, insane, almost overly focused on combat. And then Shinobi, other than like platforming and finding collectibles, the game is mainly combat and like combos and powers and stringing things together. I can see why it's in this category, but I think the over the topness that Ninja Gaiden brings kind of puts it above for me.
I would agree with that. I just went through just to see if Shinobi was nominated for anything else, and it's not. I'm gonna go Shinobi.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Shinobi. I think Ninja Gaiden probably makes the most sense though, overall. But I'm gonna go Shinobi just because he's a cooler ninja.
Adrian, what'd you pick?
I'm gonna go Doom. I vehemently disagree with Brandon thinking anybody's cooler than Ryu Hayabusa, but it's what it is. The Azuna drop will always be the coolest fucking move in any game ever, dude.
It's so insane.
Dude, it's just a spinning death drop, and then if you land, they just all their limbs just vacate the premises, dude. You're just holding a stump. It's like that is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
But his name is Joe Musashi. That's ridiculous.
That is fair. That's solid, but I don't know.
And my only argument against it is just, no, I totally get it with Ryu, whatever. That game, man, Shinobi is the best playing 2D action game I've ever played. He is, because he reminds me a lot of Sekiro in the sense of he doesn't talk, really.
Like Joe Sekiro from Sekiro?
Yeah, Steven Sekiro.
Spelled with a PH.
Yeah. He's one of those characters, and they're generally my favorite kind of characters. Like, I call them like the Nick Diaz type characters, where it's like they don't talk no good, but man, are they expressive with how they fight. Like, all of their characters express through their movement. And Joe Musashi is one of those where I'm like, dude, you are so cool. Like, you are just the coolest dude ever. I hope you play that game, because
I'll get around to it. I'm drowning right now, okay? Drowning in games that I got. Like, it's
We all are, man. We haven't played any of these.
It's a curse of the backlog, dude. It just keeps fucking growing and growing and growing and growing, and it's like, I wish I was somebody who only cared about the new sports game release, because then I wouldn't give a shit. But
Dude,
it's like, as time goes on, I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, good thing there's no games.
where are the games?
Next category is Best Action Adventure. For the Best Action Adventure game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, we have Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Silk Song, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Split Fiction.
It's a tricky one.
Yep.
It's a tricky one. I think you could take Yotei out of here, and all of them could deserve it.
I was going to say that, but swap Yotei and Split Fiction. Like all of them but Split Fiction, I feel, could get this.
Action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Isn't that kind of what Split Fiction is as a whole?
It's not. I wouldn't put Split Fiction as a action game. Like
that's fair.
There's very little combat in that game. There are some puzzles that involve enemies, but I'm not punching and kicking things to then move on. I'm solving environmental puzzles that get rid of these enemies, and then I move on.
Gotcha.
It's got the adventure and traversal part there, probably more so than any of these. But the combination of the two, I think the other four elevate them above Split Fiction.
Right. It's got the adventure, not so much the action.
Yeah.
That's fair.
There's good action moments in that game. But if we're defining action by just combat, that game doesn't hold true with these other four.
I gotta go Death Stranding. Not only because I think that game fundamentally changed the concept of traversal. Let's be perfectly honest. I think everything about, because me and Brandon have talked about it at length before, I think the system they implemented for just all traversal, the weight limits, the essentially balancing shit, it is genuinely one of the few things that I can say without any kind of sarcasm is revolutionary. That is a system. He introduced almost a concept, in my opinion, in game design that people either were just toying around with but couldn't find a proper way to implement, or just never thought of. And to tie into the puzzle solving element of it, I think there's so much more overall relevance, and I think there's so much more to be said about puzzle solving that allows you to solve it your way. There is a lot of the things in that game involve that are puzzle solving is how do you get to this location?
Yeah.
And you can do it so many ways that so many people wouldn't even have thought of. I mean, there's entire videos on YouTube of people just doing the absolute craziest stuff in that game. So I think Death Stranding for me wins. I think it's the open-endedness while allowing everything to still work coupled with just the overall just movement and traversal of that game, I think is something different that no one else is doing or really even dares to do yet at this point in time.
Yeah, because all these other games, the puzzle mechanics are, for the lack of a better phrase, it's more traditional puzzles where you're just searching for something and then
the solution.
Yeah, whereas, like you said, Death Stranding, the puzzle is so intertwined with the traversal that you kind of don't think about it as you solving a puzzle, but you're solving multiple puzzles at one time with that game, with the weight, the the mechanics of getting the luggage from point A to point Z is a puzzle. Dealing with the enemies is a puzzle because you're trying not to have your luggage get destroyed. So it's a culmination of everything all at once. Yeah, I'd probably go with Death Stranding too.
Oh yeah, Death Stranding is the very definition of action adventure through and through, and it's exactly what you guys are saying. The Death Stranding is puzzles done right is the best way to put it. Every other puzzle in every other game isn't fun, so that's that. Because I don't want to throw my axe at frozen gears to move the tomato cart because that's stupid. It's dumb. Yeah. It's not fun. Go ahead.
As I said, the puzzle is the gameplay itself. You start whatever mission or task, and literally the puzzle starts there. How am I going to do this? You could brute force that shit and just like walk the whole way if you wanted to, if you got big enough stones for it. But it's like there's literally the moment it starts, the puzzle has began. How do I make these pieces fit?
And there's never not a moment that you're not thinking about that too. And it's not a daunting thing most of the time. Like you're not constantly stressed about it, but it is in the back of your mind without you even thinking about it. Can I handle this terrain in the time limit that I have or with the amount of content I have without totally fucking myself over? And it's just something you don't think about.
Yeah, that exact statement is pretty much what makes it definitively the best. When you're doing a mechanic or a thing in a game and you don't even realize you're doing it, they have super succeeded.
Yeah.
Super succeeded. Like, dude, the way that you're playing Death Stranding in the beginning compared to how you are at the end is hysterical. Like, you start the game, and that's kind of, I think, one of the biggest misconceptions about Death Stranding is people really show a lot of the early game footage. If you saw what like my map at the end of Death Stranding 1 looked like, dude, it looked like an amusement park. I'm jumping ramps, doing backflips, the baby's laughing, I'm doing tricks, I'm dropping stuff off, like ziplining through mountains, waving at people, like it's ridiculous.
And two, they add just craziness as well. Like they take all of that and elevate it and then add additional mechanics. It's bonkers.
Right. And I go with what Vaughn was saying. There's always something to be said for the game's always making you think. And that is pretty much the definition of immersion for the most part. You are always thinking about essentially how you can improve and how you can get better. And it does it in such a way that you're not doing it specifically because there's one individual challenge to overcome. You're doing it because you are planning on overcoming challenges in the future, and you're essentially evolving as a player of that game. You're not evolving as somebody trying to overcome this challenge. You are genuinely trying to improve the way that you optimize your gameplay, period, for future challenges. So to the point where if a future challenge presents itself, you're proactive. You proactively put in measures in place and made plans that you're like, you know what? I got something for this.
What a cool point, because that is exactly what that game is, where I'm solving a puzzle now, but I'm looking at puzzles that I'll be dealing with in the future and planning for those puzzles. So right now my issue is crossing this river, but there's a mountain that I got to deal with later. So that's always in the back of my head. That is really cool.
And even it's stuff even like that. It's like as you're traversing the landscape, you're seeing challenges in your mind is saying that is, and you're right. It's like your mind saying that's a challenge. It's like, I got to cross this river, or let's say it starts sooner. It's like, all right, crossing a stream provides this level of difficulty. That's in the beginning. And then now you're at the point where you're at now where it's like, what's going to happen when I have to cross a river? Will I have to cross a river? Am I going to try to circumnavigate that river? Am I going to try to move to a point where that is, where it's reduced flow, reduced stream, and then try to do it there? Or am I going to try to find a methodology to, cover this larger portion just for quicker access? Or shit, am I going to build a ramp and Dukes of Hazzard this shit? Who knows? But it's just one of those things where you're like you said, it's running in the background. Your brain's going in the background, which is one of the purest forms of immersion that you can get.
And that's also assuming that another player hasn't already solved the issue for you, which is what makes the game so cool. Like there's a area in the game where there's a gigantic waterfall. If you fall off, like you die. And I'm like trying to cross it. I've got all my stuff. I'm tiptoeing across ladders that everybody put. Of course, I fall into the water. Dude, somebody had laid a ladder from rock to rock at the edge of the waterfall, so all of my packages got caught. And I was able to tiptoe across the rocks and pick up my packages one at a time, and they literally saved me.
Goddamn saint.
So cool, dude. I like. Gave them 150 likes. Like, dude, you just saved me.
And to add to both your points, you're not only thinking about that stuff ahead of time, but with 2, I think they did a little bit with 1. It was a long time since I played 1, but recently with 2, when you're planning your route for a delivery, the map is 3D. Like it's not just some 2D top down. You're looking at it and it says, "Oh, it's mountainous over here." You can see the peaks and the valleys, so you can also plan gear wise. Like I'm gonna encounter some snow over here, so I should probably bring these boots and this equipment to handle this when I get over there. Or you could completely ignore that and go maybe a longer route that doesn't even deal with that and circumvent it. So it's not only preparing you for future events, but it's giving you the player choice to like tackle it a different way. Like you could go straight point A to B and you're there. Or you could go the long way and maybe take a road that's already been built, or take a car a slightly different path. So it's so good. 2 is so good.
It's so good. And then on your way there, you're being tempted with the scratch of, but there's just a few items over there to the left. There's just only a handful of ghosts, but I have the space. It's like,
I have the space.
Game has you in a never-ending loop, man. It's so good.
I have the space. This person is on the way. I might as well grab it. And you do. And then 4 hours later, you're like, I should probably finish this mission that I accepted.
Yeah, last thing, and then and it's funny too because like running from the PTs or the ghost early on is so scary, dude. You're like literally using the breathing mechanic, blah blah whatever. As you progress, dude, you become like a Spectre assassin. Like whereas I was tiptoeing through these areas trying to sneak, now I'm running in, guns blazing, throwing grenades, hunting them down. It's like, oh, I am big boss out here now. It's a totally different ball game.
Yeah. I'm taking my knife and cutting that umbilical cord and killing you.
Dude, yeah, because it does that with when you throw like the blood grenades and you can see the umbilical cords. That's so creepy.
Yeah. Or you could just put your guns away, take your knife out, and Metal Gear, like crouch walk to the umbilical cord and just cut it.
Can you really?
Mm-hmm.
In the first one too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get an upgrade where essentially puts some of his blood ingrained with the knife, and you can cut these ghost umbilical cords now.
So, really?
Yeah. That is crazy.
Okay, man.
Kojima.
Yeah, it's I want to act like when his name's up there, people try to act like he's not fucking
him.
Absolutely, yeah, he's that guy. You.
Yeah, for what it's worth, Death Stranding should be in every category, not Expedition 33. Death Stranding should be cleaning up right now because this little passion conversation is reminding me, like, dude, Death Stranding is not like anything else at all. Like, because we can talk about Expedition 33 as good as it is. It's like Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Death Stranding is not like anything. You can only just all you can say is Kojima. That's all you got.
Speaking of Expedition 33, the next category is Best RPG.
God have mercy on my soul.
For the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences.
Oh, okay.
They are Avowed, Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2. Best RPG. So we're going to automatically take Avowed off of this list because how dare you?
Yeah.
I don't even know how that one snuck. It's,
It's made by Obsidian.
A game released like ass.
Should have just put Outer Worlds on there.
Yeah. Should be way underground where Obsidian belongs. Let's see. RPG. I could see Kingdom Come getting this.
I think Kingdom Come deserves it.
I don't think Outer Worlds hit the way that they wanted it to.
Do you think that that's because of just, how do I explain this? I keep seeing this same kind of narrative from people that have played it where they went in, they were like, it's cool, okay, it's good. And then they started, once they go through in their second playthrough, they're like, it's one of the coolest RPGs I've ever played. That it's just, it takes the time, which goes back to it, is it good in the beginning kind of thing. But I'm almost wondering if we're going to have revisionist history on that game. That's better than what these, because it's just everything is Expedition right now. That's all.
Or is it going to, I say, is it going to tie back into what we talked about before? Where is this once you get to the second playthrough, it's pretty good.
Right. That's what I don't want to say that that's what they're saying, because they're saying it's good. It's just, I think it's just from what I'm hearing people say, it seems like you really understand the breadth of how flexible it is by the deeper you get into it. Whereas like you go and you're like, oh, it's like a Bethesda game, but it's not. Because I think you had brought up points about Outer Worlds 2 where you want to be, stealthier. Yeah, that's cool. But when you stand up, your knees are going to crack.
Yeah, there's positive and negatives to the traits that you can acquire in that game, which is something you don't really see.
And that stuff also applies to companions. And, it just, things compound and choices are actually mattering where it's, because I've heard the same thing sort of about Kingdom Come Deliverance where, you're like 200 hours in where you start realizing like, oh man, these choices are actually insane how intricate and connected they really are. I think Kingdom Come just had the advantage of coming out earlier in the year, whereas Outer Worlds just came out. Mm-hmm. There's always that recency bias and like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I could be completely wrong. I just wanted to throw that out there. I've heard cool things about that game that seem to be getting brushed under the rug.
I think your 200-hour comment sold it for me for that Kingdom Come. Like, if we're talking about an RPG, like at its core, your choices affecting something that far in is pretty insane.
Yeah. Insane.
So, that'd be my vote.
Yeah, my vote's Kingdom Come as well. Honorable mention.
Right. I would still say Kingdom Come. I guess it wouldn't change my vote, but I guess in terms of like overall what is going to be voted, because they brought up the multiplayer thing, which kind of seems kind of out of place to be mentioned,
Very. Just
and
have Monster
it's
Hunter
like
around here.
right, and that's where it's like
why.
it depends on how heavily that portion of the gameplay is going to weigh, because Monster Hunter it's a overall awesome experience, but in terms of like overall like the actual customizability and I think people obviously it fits within RPG, but I feel like the role playing that people forget, like that is like, playing a role is not, that's a a key component for me, and I think Kingdom Come definitely fits that bill, where it's like you are playing it's almost like anything that gives you any kind of feeling towards like like you're playing a thing of D&D. You are building a character. You're not just a guy slapping stat points on on characters. You are this character doing this thing and controlling his own destiny. Because it's like, by the same token, Borderlands characters are RPG characters, but in reality, I'm just slotting skill points into things, and I don't think that I'm not really caught up in the immersion of being that character. Yeah. I'm just playing the game, and these are the skills I have. These are the skills I possess.
Right, I agree. That's kind of my same thing with Expedition. It's like, yes, it is a role-playing game. I'm doing stats and making builds, but it's kind of like Monster Hunter. They're more than likely is a meta that people are going to exploit at the end of the day. Whereas at the end of our 200, 300 hours of Kingdom Come, we are going to be completely different things. No way around that.
Well, that, and I guess I should just not really clarify, but just kind of expand on my point. I think a game definitely deserves more accolades as an RPG, depending on like the breadth of what you can do and or not do. So it's like I mean, I haven't played Kingdom Come, but if a game allows me to win the game by beating everybody, battling it out, cool. But if a game also lets me finish the game with not ever requiring me to throw a blow, that is the essence of what an RPG is. I should realistically be able to talk my way through. If I wanted to be a warrior king, or if I wanted to be a sleazeball politician who gets other people to do his dirty work, and I lie, cheat, steal, and talk my way through all the way to the top, that game really captures the essences to be an RPG and everything in between.
Vaughn, you played Expedition. Are you making dialogue choices and whatnot in that?
There are some moments of dialogue choices, but it is mainly in the like a hub world where you can be out in the landscape and doing various things, and you can come back and talk to people, and that has some rewards tied behind it, but it's not fundamentally changing the game based on those dialogue choices. It's mainly to get more character development. There's like one final game choice that changes how you or what you fight at the very end, but that's not based on anything earlier in the game.
Right. It's almost Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Or like 16 maybe.
Yeah, the real RPG elements of Expedition come from the various traits that you find in the world and how you combine them. It's super in depth.
Yeah, and it's not to take away from Expedition, but it's just, I feel like we're just in a place now where every game has just deep builds in some capacity. It's like not everything is an RPG, so that game sounds like it's leaning more, because to me, it's like Baldur's Gate, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Outer Worlds, like those are role-playing games. Those are true blue role-playing games. Giving me a skill tree that lets me be this way or that way, and only that seems like that's just video games anymore. It's like even Doom lets you do that. Yeah. Doom lets me, do I want flame shotgun or do I want to have the hook, or do I want to, it's right. Like, it's
like the core of the gameplay is the same. You will perform combat.
Right.
You will ultimately, you're going to have to resort to this, whereas you can't resort to subterfuge or sneaking or persuasion. A game that will allow me to, like I said, literally persuade my way to the top. Not that that's what I would want to do personally, but it's like, do I have the option of genuinely not having to fight anybody because I literally just silver-tongued my way all the way to the top?
Go ahead.
This slightly off topic, but I think the only thing that is more exhausted gameplay verbiage wise than Souls-like is using RPG for everything.
Yes.
We've gotten to a point where RPG is just thrown on anything where you're picking skills, which I guess technically you can categorize things under that, but like you said, every game has an element of that nowadays, and not every game is an RPG. So it's kind of getting exhaustive.
Very. I just want to throw out there that Monster Hunter is brutally out of place. Like, so is Avowed.
Avowed should be in the garbage.
I actually, speaking of Avowed, there's this guy.
We won't.
Swifty Unknown. Dude's a dog at games. He was really showing off the combat in Avowed. There's a good core there. That combat is really sick. Like, dude's pulling out muskets and wands. It's like, what is even going on? That's crazy.
Obsidian's got the knowledge and skill behind it. It's just you're tied to Microsoft Studios, and they haven't put out really anything worthwhile. So
yeah, and also just with them randomly throwing in, including massively multiplayer experiences, and then throwing in one multiplayer game, and it specifically being Capcom's darling, and because I hate Capcom for what they've done to Dragon's Dogma, I'm going to not vote for that game. I'm going to vote for Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Okay,
it's the rightful winner anyway.
So we're all three Kingdom Come.
Yeah. It better win.
Best fighting is the next category. For the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat.
This is a ridiculous list.
2XKO, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtua Fighter 5 Revo.
What is this list?
I gotta go Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. I don't think Capcom and Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, like, they technically belong in the sense that they're fighting games, but they're literally just collections of already made games. And whereas normally, like, there's a part of me that wanted to be like, Capcom Fighting Collection is dope. Capcom versus SNK, games that you really don't see or haven't played in a really long time and are genuinely some of the pinnacle of fighting games. City of Wolves, Fatal Fury City of Wolves. I love Fatal Fury. And all their spin-off beat 'em up titles, and that game brought Fatal Fury back in a big way. Innovated on a lot of the systems that were archaic, and just kind of made it just more fun to play, more accessible for people that are jumping into it. I think that's always a good thing when it comes to fighting games, especially, is making it more accessible for people to A, get into fighting games in general, and B, fighting games with a legacy, because it's one of those things where it's always, we all play fighting games, some more than others, but it's like coming into a game that's already been established is tougher than coming into a game that nobody else has played. It's already a daunting thing because you're going to have to go up against some real sweaty palms, but it's like even worse when you're on iteration 6 of a game and those palms have been sweaty for a couple decades already, and it's like, I don't want to play this game. There's been guys that have been playing this game since I was in diapers, and I'm just walking into a guaranteed ass whooping. It's one of those things where it's like a guy will know combos. Which a lot of legacy fighting games have it, but it's like, people know combos, and they don't even have to pick up the game. It's like, I know what that character does. That character's combo has been the same combo since '93.
Right.
Good luck fighting that guy, because he picked it up, figured out the 2 different mechanics that they changed in the game, and he's just beating your ass.
Oh, the back 3 no longer counters the forward 2. Like,
you're like, oh, you played this game? No. Like, oh, I'm gonna have a bad time, aren't I?
No.
Nope.
That's a good point about making fighting games more accessible as well, because I think that's why Tekken 8 is also goated. We were talking about it when when I was playing it, just having that ghost replay where if Vaughn is dogging me, I can just download his
Download
download Vaughn basically as as like an AI, and in practice mode, if it's like, hey, he was catching you with this low attack, the game will freeze frame, show me how many plus frames or minus frames, and like how I can counter it. Like, that's crazy. That's interesting. Do you play Fatal Fury?
I played a lot of it when I was younger. Okay. And it's one of those I always keep up on those.
That's cool. I've never really checked them out.
Yeah, because I believe it's them. They're tied to the Streets of Rage series, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So I've just always been a big fan of them. I know I read like the manga of those as well. So it's one of those we've talked about before where it's like I can get into the lore of something as long as the character designs are cool and like the world is cool. And that's I find that like because I specifically brought up like Final Fight and like the Street Fighter Capcom universe. It's like those games are way cooler than they are on the surface. And yeah, just really because of that, I've just kind of always kept up on them. I watch or used to watch Evo every year. I've kind of weaned off it a little bit, but it's like even if because Christian playing, professionally for a long time, it's like I got really into just watching to the point where it's like I could recognize what's going on in there, but I couldn't perform it nearly at that level. I'm not going to pretend that, but it's like as in quote I wasn't, but it's like I could look at it like as an analyst and actually see what's going on and appreciate all the changes mechanically that are being made and just how it kind of changes the landscape of the gameplay for everybody.
It's kind of how I was in Japan, because we went to Evo Japan when it was going on, and like
so cool.
They had Fatal Frame stuff up. They had Virtual Fighter demos and all that stuff. So I could tell what they were doing and the mechanics behind it. There's no way I could compete. So I was just there as an onlooker, and capitalism. So
I'm gonna vote 2XKO.
I was leaning that way because it's Riot.
The game is so good. I'm trying not to buy another fighting game, dude, because I play too many fighting games, but man, that game looks good, and there's a wolf character, and I'm weak.
Oh, yeah. League of Legends is fucking, they're cooking right now.
Yeah. I also, on a quick little side note, do you think they're going to bring,
yes.
What's that fighting game that's on Xbox only with the wolf and all the horror characters?
Killer Instinct?
Yeah. You think they're going to bring that over? You think that one's locked even more than Halo?
I think that's locked in the sense of it's not popular enough to really put the porting effort into it.
Really?
I think that's such a niche fighting game on top of a niche group that's keeping it alive, however many people are still playing it. I don't think Microsoft views that game. I don't think that Microsoft viewed that game as worth it when it first came out.
Wow.
I think that was a checkbox to get people to jump on board the Xbox at the time.
Because I know they did like a new overhaul or update maybe a couple years ago for it, and I've seen like lots of fighting game channels that like they love Killer Instinct to death.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I guess you're right, because it is all the hardcore enthusiasts that really like it. It's not
it's firmly in that niche fighting game territory where it's like I was excited for Killer Instinct because I played the shit out of Killer Instinct. I still remember going to a LAN tournament with Stretch and winning the Killer Instinct competition. I have a big ass Killer
Oh,
Instinct
really?
chain.
Oh,
Like
that's sick.
it's the K. I don't know where it's at, but I have to find it one of these days. But yeah, no, I have one. I love Killer Instinct, but I know it's like it had its time in the 90s,
I th-
and
I
that
think
was
the
that was
only way that comes back is if they do like a Capcom collection for it, where it's like a Killer Instinct collection, and then they include that with some
Yeah.
of the older ones, and then just throw it out there as like a trying to get some of that collection type money. But I don't think they ever released that as guess what, guys? Killer Instinct's coming to PS5. It's like
Yeah.
just I'm gonna put this in the junk mail because I don't care.
right.
Dude, one time we were at a party at, I can't remember whose house it was. They were living in those apartments over, not the apartments we lived in, but the ones down the street at, like, I think it was like
Rosewood.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
probably my house.
Did you live over there?
It was probably my party.
Makes sense. Your brother was bullying everybody in Killer Instinct.
It was my
And
house. It was my party.
yeah. So I was like, oh, dude, yeah, Killer Instinct. He's like, yeah, dude, I don't even really play. So like, he brutalized me, right? And I played him like a lot of times just because I don't really get mad, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, dude, this game is sweet, man. And I was like, oh, do you play Tekken? He's like, yeah. So he thinks I suck because of Killer Instinct. I beat the brakes off of him in the first round. He was like, man, I gotta go get a drink real quick. He instantly got mad off one round.
Yeah, he is very much that guy. He's the worst kind of guy to play. He's the worst kind of guy to play fighting games with because he will not tell you shit and just dog the fuck out of you.
That was pretty much what happened.
That's what he does to everybody. And he used to do that all the time with people where he's like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you have a bunch of people over. Yo, you guys want to play the game? I want to play the game I want to play, which is the game he's the best at. And once he realizes he's not the best at it, he doesn't want to play it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like the moment
people like that.
Yeah, the moment he loses it, he got worse over time, ironically enough. It's like it was like before it was like he'll go back and forth, but it's like once he starts to like he wouldn't even touch Smash. Like he wouldn't even try it, wouldn't even attempt it. It would had just like it's like everybody there could be playing the game, which everybody did because we're our friend group is just huge Smash players. And it's like, yeah, a lot of people fucking lost all the time. Shit, some people lost every time, but we had fun. And it was like, he's like, you guys want to play fucking like, yeah, it's like, you guys want to play Killer Instinct? No, you're the only one here that plays Killer Instinct. and this game allows for 4 of us to play at the same time. You want to play the game you're good at, and that's it. And yeah, it's like, yeah, so he's the worst. But and it's not even the fact that he beats you, because for example, Beanie's I like playing Beanie in fighting games because he will actually try to like teach you. He doesn't just balls to the wall start beating your ass, but it's just he is exponentially better than you by a large margin. So it's like he's gonna beat you. Like I remember having him teach me how to play Street Fighter 4 way back in the day. It was like, oh, this is a different kind of ass whooping. But I did get substantially better. That's the thing. I'm improving. You play Joe.
You gotta. I like fighting people that are really good. You will learn. Like,
you're learning the mechanics, but it's like straight up not letting you learn the mechanics anyway. Like even when we played Smash, it was like I was trying to help you guys get better at the game as we were playing, because it's like it doesn't do me any good for me to 3-stock you in 30 seconds and just bully you.
Hot take. I think Smash Brothers is the hardest fighting game. I don't know if it's because I just suck, but that is a. People are like, man, Tekken's tough. I'm like, dude, you just have to stand or duck.
Yeah.
It's like,
and
you're doing a whole platforming game in Smash Brothers.
I've actually said that to people too. Like, Smash Brothers is a Nintendo game, but there's a lot going on and a lot you have to know. And with the number of characters that they put out for that game, there's a lot to know.
Dude, a lot.
See, I don't think about it, but that's kind of like where my advantage comes in with those games is I can play in a way it's anybody's advantage, but it's like I can genuinely play in a way that is so absurd, but it works because I'm not stuck in these dimensions. Like it's not stand or duck. It's like Dude, there's times I'll just turn around and run away.
Yeah.
Stop, spin, dodge. Like, why are you slap? Like, what the? Did that just work? It's like, yes, it worked. It absolutely.
That's what I'm
worked.
saying. There's so many. Yeah, that game's.
The game allows
I
you to play.
respect that game a lot.
I love that game. Love that game.
We got 6 categories left. Let's
damn
knock these out. Next one's best family. The best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform.
Fast and Furious.
We got Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction.
I feel like Donkey Kong is going to win this just because it's Donkey Kong, but that doesn't really come off as a family game to me.
I think
no,
Mario
the only ones that. Yeah, I would say Mario Kart. I feel like the Lego games are like more accessible in terms of like overall, like you could get the kids to play them, and you know, there's no competition involved. They're kind of just wandering around doing whatever. But I feel like Mario Kart's gonna take it, which I know Mario Kart's the same fucking game over again. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like they bothered to try to innovate on that game, but it just is what it is.
They gotta play with the Don. They gotta, my lord, my liege.
I think it's between Mario Kart or Sonic. Sonic racing games have a weird popularity with people.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They're kind of like, they seem to be like a little bit more in line with almost like remember Jack Racing? What was it? Jack Cross?
Jack X.
Jack X, yeah. Where it's like just a little more aggressive, a little more action-y.
Yeah.
So Mario Kart's just like, did you get the bullet or the banana peel? It's like, whatever, dude.
It's like the third or fourth Sonic racing game too, I think. So they've been around.
Oh yeah, they've performed. It's one of those ones where it's like you never see like Sonic anywhere. Like if you go to like a house party or you know any kind of event,
it's
like
Mario.
no one ever is busting out the Sonic.
That's because Sonic sucks. Let's be real. On a quick side note, just seeing these Lego things, there's a Lego Batman game coming out that looks stupendous. That's all I'll say.
It's like almost a Arkham game, but in Lego form.
Dude, it's an open world Batman game where you could be Adam West or Robert Pattinson and anything in between. What? Dude. Say less.
I think Split Fiction's a little too adult for family.
Yeah.
Although it is co-op, so I guess it falls in the family category. You're dealing with semi-adult based issues in that game, and I wouldn't classify that as family. So my vote is Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart for me as well. Boo! Grow up, boo!
Okay, let's jump to best multiplayer.
We're skipping Jurassic Park.
We can do best sim strategy if we want.
No, I'm just kidding. I was just gonna cut you off instantly. Jurassic Park World.
He was ready for it.
Well, we know what your vote is on that category. We'll just skip it and say Jurassic Park.
I realistically would probably vote The Alters just because apparently that is something truly unique. But Jurassic World has my heart.
I think Final Fantasy Tactics is going to win that just for the sheer name alone. But
that's fair.
Okay, best multiplayer: Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Peak, or Split Fiction. I could see a lot of these.
Yeah, this is a solid category.
Dude, Peak is super fun.
Yeah.
Peak is super duper fun. I played with Matt and another one of our buddies. I don't see how Battlefield doesn't take this. But personally, I hope for Peak. I think Peak is I don't know if you guys seen anything on it, but
Yeah, it looks really funny.
it's super duper fun, dude. Oh, dude, it's super fun. The amount of teamwork required, because like there's the mechanic where you can like lean down and grab somebody, and it's like we're playing where it's like we're making like daisy chains of people, and like so it's like there's one ledge here for somebody to stand on, another ledge here, and then another ledge here. So it's like, all right, you get up to that ledge. All right, I'm up here. You get up, pull you up, boost you up to that ledge. You get to that ledge. Boost him up, he gets to that ledge. And it's
So
like,
cool.
all right, now we're going up. Me, reverse. And you know, you're daisy chaining each other up, and then like you get different items like you know, ropes and like carabiners to clip into the walls. So it's like there is a good solid amount of like item management where it's like you might blow your shot at getting success because you popped an item too early, but sometimes it's like, yo, we just gotta pop it and then hope that we get something else, because if not, we're gonna fucking die here. So I really like Peak. I really hope Peak wins. I think they're gonna give it to Battlefield because it's Battlefield, but
I think they're going to give it to Arc Raiders.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just with the release date and how popular it is right now. I think this is one that wins based on release date.
Recency bias.
Yeah.
It is the zeitgeist right now. I guess I probably should have brought it up in what I've been playing, but I haven't really been playing it. I played it a couple times. I can see what the charm of that game is. It's weirdly enough, dude, it feels like The Last of Us. It's kind of the vibe I get off of it. It's like Last of Us with kind of like a Star Warsy kind of vibe. You're just running around looting, but you're running around looting to try to extract with what you have to take it out of the game, to store it, to then make better stuff, to load into the next match to get better stuff. So you don't necessarily got to kill anybody. And then that's where the social aspect comes in, where people are role playing all these silly things, and it is hysterical in that way. And it is animated really, really well, and it plays really smooth, and it looks really good. And the AI is very, very cool in it. So it is authentically. Do I want Battlefield to win? Yes. Battlefield's not really doing anything new.
Right.
Arc Raiders is kind of doing something new. It's almost mainstreaming the extraction shooter in a way, and then the way that it's implementing the AI feels like an actual step forward, because the only other game I can think of off the top of my head is like Hunt. But the zombies aren't really doing anything but running you down. And the bosses just running their little pattern in the house.
I really wish Hunt would do some kind of PvE shit. I really do.
That's what this game is kind of really highlighting, is like, dude, those robots are like, not only is the AI no joke, but it's very like, so for example, if like the drones are flying at you, right, and they have like little engines on each side, if you shoot one engine, it will knock it out off balance. And that actually factors in where you're trying to hit precision shots to knock that
disable
thing
down.
it. Yeah. And then, like, I don't know if you've seen the clips of the jumpers or whatever,
yeah.
Jumpers, and they launch across the map. So it's like, and those are just boss fights. It is doing something really cool, and it also has the recency bias. And let me look at these other games real quick.
Arc Raiders, Battlefield, Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction.
Gun to my head, I would say it's between Arc Raiders and Peak.
That's where I'm standing as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I'll vote Arc Raiders. Just real quick, whoever wins this bet, what do we get?
That's something we can discuss. I couldn't think of anything worthwhile.
Yeah.
But
cold, refreshing pack of an American beverage. 24 cans of pure pleasure. Sam's Cola. Smooth, savory savings.
Oh, that's been case 6 of Redacted Party Chat. What do you got there in your hand? What's that?
Delicious.
Now, whoever wins this gets the money to buy a pack of cola.
It's a small pack of Sam's Cola. Well, I think we should start over because now I'm going for blood. Expedition 33.
Going for blood. It's like $6 pack of Sam's Cola.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I'm going to go peak because I think just the fervor for that game hasn't ended yet.
Yeah.
Okay. But I could see
that's fair.
Arc Raiders winning that
Yeah.
just based on recency.
Dude, I think Arc Raiders, and I've heard this from, it isn't just like me. I've heard this from so many people that love Last of Us. They're like, dude, this is what I thought Last of Us multiplayer was going to be. It's scratching that exact itch, and I'm just like, why did you guys cancel? This could be you right now, and it would be so much better than Arc Raiders. So much better.
Yeah. Okay, next category. Best Adaptation. Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. We have a Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell Death Watch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn. I think it's between two, and I know which one it's probably going to be. I think it's between The Last of Us and a Minecraft movie, and I think Minecraft movie is going to win.
That's fair.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, no, Devil May Cry, Until Dawn. I didn't watch Splinter Cell Death Watch, but
I didn't
Yeah,
even know that
that's
was
good.
a thing.
I saw it. It's a Netflix thing, and it's
Yeah.
just
Is it any good?
I didn't really watch it. I watched a couple things on it. I don't know. It's nothing.
It's kind of whatever.
Yeah, I didn't really feel anything about it.
Okay.
My thing is like they're introducing some other agent in there, and it seems like it doesn't focus so much on Sam so much as it focuses on her, and I'm kind of there for him. Like that my thing is it's like
I don't know why they keep doing that. Like, hey,
And-
it's about this person, but it's actually about
right,
that person.
and I'm
why
not,
would do that?
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of like, politicized opinions on it. My thing is ultimately if the whole franchise has been about a specific character.
Yeah.
I am here because I am a fan of that franchise. So I am here for that character. So it's like by all means introduce new characters, but don't make them the focal point of it. Like by all means focal point of like some episodes, they're a centerpiece in the plot, but it's like I want the majority of my time on that character.
Like
and it's
Uncharted,
just one of the-
Uncharted 4. That's
yeah.
just not randomly dropping Uncharted 4, even though it is good enough to just drop randomly in the show. They're doing what Adrian just described in that it's a established franchise, but you introduced new characters that they never talked about in the prior three with Sam, but he was just as important, and they didn't make you like play as him for the whole game.
Right.
They could have easily done that,
Right.
but they didn't.
Yeah,
Right.
Thank God.
And Sam,
It's just one of those
Sam
things.
is so important too. I'm surprised that they've left that franchise just so dead and dormant.
There's a part of me that's like kind of happy they did, just because I like missing things. I like Uncharted is not something I want you guys to destroy. Like I would rather you, because in my personal opinion, Uncharted 4 is the best one, but it's just like leave it there. unless you have an absolute stone cold banger, like I don't even want you. I don't want a 9. I want another 11. But that's Uncharted. That's on a different playing field for me. I think Minecraft absolutely takes this one. It's the only one that I think, ironically, is kind of true to what it is. You know,
Yep.
like, which I guess I can't say that about. Well, I mean, maybe not so harshly, because I haven't seen Splinter Cell. And from what I've seen of Until Dawn, it actually seems kind of cool, even though it turned out to, I guess, not be so good. But I'm not like gonna hold Until Dawn at gunpoint for not following lore. It's like, are there Wendigos? Then we're good. Which I don't know. Are there Wendigos?
I haven't seen it either. So
that kind of is that not like the core of
Until Dawn?
of this category is like if it's,
did you adapt it properly?
Right. If you're just slapping the name on something and it's different, it's like this. If there was ever a time to hold anybody's feet to the fire about that, it is right now. It is right now.
Yes.
Which is why I agree with the Minecraft thing.
Right, which is tricky because, like, you could argue that Minecraft is not anything like what that game is, but then at the same time, it's capturing the essence of almost Minecraft culture. So, like, Minecraft culture is almost as much Minecraft as the game itself. Whereas, like, Devil May Cry has actual lore, Last of Us has actual lore, I'm gonna be a dad, and then Splinter Cell has actual lore. And Until Dawn is just so new. So it's just weird. But yeah, Minecraft for sure.
Are we all Minecraft?
Yeah. Probably deserves it the most too.
Okay, we're down to the last 2.
This is such a biased category.
I'm seeing more categories on here, Vaughn.
Last category that we give a shit about.
Oh, you don't care about the best esports athlete? You son of a bitch.
No. I don't. I'll answer your question right then and there. I don't give a fuck about what weird name that you've named your esports team or anything.
Phase Skibbity.
Vaughn speaks for me on that as well.
Yeah, no, I don't give a shit. Because I've been looking at the list and just getting ahead of the questions a little bit to think about them, and it's like that was a good idea on Vaughn's part.
You want me to learn the names of people that are probably going to be arrested in a few years? I'm good.
The only reason I know a couple of them is because I saw them at EVO. That's it. Most anticipated game. We have 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4. I think we all know which one it's going to be, unfortunately. And that is Grand Theft Auto 6.
Grand 6, yeah.
The 00 Theft Auto.
The 00 Auto. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 by a landslide. I don't really think I even need to elaborate on that. I mean, no. Not only is it fucking Grand Theft Auto, the biggest thing to happen in gaming history or recent gaming history, with the exception of like Fortnite. But also it getting pushed back, I feel like just has stirred the pot even more. It's just chum in the water. People are ravenous for this game, so I think there's no really debate.
It's on the bottom of my list because all the other 4 of these are way above Grand Theft Auto for me. But
I don't care about, and I have never cared about a Grand Theft Auto game, so that means I don't give a shit at all. I am not their target audience. I don't think they're bad games. I just do not care about them.
I'm literally going to drive a car down the sidewalk, and that's all I'm going to do in that game. There was a lot of people on that beach in that trailer doing a lot of different animations, and I have to stress test that with a garbage truck. I just got to see what happens.
QA's
I've
worst
got to
nightmare.
stress test it. Got to stress test that with a garbage truck. That'll.
Hot take here. I think you replace Resident Evil with Judas. Now, Resident Evil is awesome, and I love it. I'm going to play it. But we just had like 27 other Resident Evils that have all been great, and we know what to expect. It's going to be good. It's going to be super good.
You would replace Resident Evil over replacing 007?
We've never had a 007 game to this caliber.
Are you saying in terms of like you think that is more anticipated than that, or are you saying you would rather have that in there? Because I feel like
I would rather, but I think more people are definitely looking forward to Resident Evil over 007.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, all right.
I'm just always in the mindset of new, I guess. And it's not that Resident Evil is not new, but it's Resident Evil 9.
Right, and that's like that's what I was trying to just clarify, because I was like, there's no way he thinks that game is more anticipated than. Okay.
And I also wonder why they just didn't add more games to this list, because you have some that are 4 games long, 5 games long, and 6 games long, and you only make this one 5. Just throw one plus more on there.
Right. Plus Resident Evil and 007, they're like a handful of months out. Like they're about to come out. They're not too far away. I think this category should be reserved for those like weird ethereal ones like Witcher 4, Grand Theft Auto, Judas, Wolverine, these things that are like
that don't have a official date.
To a degree, yeah. But that's there. It's unfortunate Grand Theft Auto, but the true answer here is Wolverine, so whatever.
Okay. Final big kahuna.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, yeah.
Game of the year. We have Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm going to knock Donkey Kong off right away.
I have no clue why that or Hades is on there. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
I'm also knocking Hades off of there right away.
I think Silk Song shouldn't be either.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you shouldn't be.
So we're down to Expedition, Death Stranding, and Kingdom Come. I want Death Stranding to win, but I know it's probably going to be Expedition.
Yeah. Yep.
I kind of feel like what they're going to do is Expeditions in all these categories and won't win any of them but this one. But just to be a flex, just so you know.
I'm going to say
we all really like this one. Okay.
I'm going to say it's going to win multiple in other categories, and then something else is going to pull Game of the Year.
I don't know why, and I'm probably wrong. I don't know why. I feel like Kingdom Come is going to win.
Really?
That'd be cool.
I don't know what, dude. People love Kingdom Come Deliverance. Like, for real love it.
I feel like all these games are pretty up there in terms of, you know, just overall people loving them. Like, I feel like none of those 3 games, I'm just, those other 3 games that we disqualified, they're not bad games, but I don't even understand why somebody really was like, yeah, these games definitely need to be on the list. I feel like they put those games on the list. Well, Donkey Kong doesn't count, but it's like I feel like Hades and Silk Song were like, you know, just to have some representation from the little guys on the list, you know, follow your dreams, kids. Then your indie game could be on the Game of the Year nominee list. But it's like in reality, it was never a possibility. You were never going to do it. I don't know. I feel like go ahead.
I'm going to vote Kingdom Come. I think Kingdom Come is going to win. I think Kingdom Come has come in and truly taken the Bethesda spot. That's the itch everybody's been wanting for years now that no one has really like. Obsidian's kind of, but not fully. It's like that is what people have been wanting. that type of true open-ended RPG, really make my own character, blank slate. Like, I think that game, because, yeah, I don't know. Expedition, I think, will win a bunch. Death Stranding will probably, even though I think I totally said something different, but I think Death Stranding might win, like, best game direction.
I think it's a shoo-in for that.
Expedition wins everything else, and then I think Kingdom Come wins Game of the Year.
I think if Death Stranding doesn't win anything prior to this, it wins this.
It deserves it. It deserves it.
I'm mainly putting my emotion into this, even though I know it's not going to probably win Game of the Year, because my gut just says it's going to be Expedition, which is I don't want it to, because it's a good game. Don't get me wrong, but
it's not better than Death Stranding 2.
It's not better than Death Stranding 2 to me.
Yeah, no. I don't know though, man, because there's also a level of, I don't think Death Stranding won Game of the Year, right? From Jeff Keighley's show. Was that 2020?
I don't think so, no.
I think that's Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Last of Us 2. So there's a chance it really might be Death Stranding 2, because that boy Keighley loves Kojima.
I was gonna say they wouldn't shaft him twice.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking, because MGS5 didn't get Game of the Year, even though it deserved it. What would be before that? MGS4. Everybody allegedly hates it. Shut up. You don't hate MGS4. I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
It was a cutscene. Oh, God. Please. But now you guys love cutscenes. What do you people want?
What do you want from me?
It's ridiculous. Yeah, we'll go Kingdom Come.
So you got
I don't want to play Kingdom Come.
Adrian, what is your vote?
My heart says Expedition.
What is it? Say your vote.
My heart says Expedition. I think it's been on this list way too many times to not pull Game of the Year.
That's
there's clearly, some kind of I'm not saying like a gender or anything, but there's clearly some kind of leaning towards that title where it's got something. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it. It's just it's got the momentum under its wings, and all signs other than kind of roundabout speculation point to it being Game of the Year. So I'm going to go with what appears to be the most likely option.
Good choice that you made there. That was a good, complete decision that you made on your own.
It is rare.
Not by the Academy of the Video Game Awards.
Yeah, man. I'm guessing that the Academy of the Video Game Awards is the people that are going to vote. So I'm just going to assume, just try to put myself in their head.
On a real quick little side note, the rumors are, we'll see. I don't want to get excited, even though I'll get excited. The rumors is that the people that make Kingdom Come Deliverance are the ones making that new open world Lord of the Rings game.
Ooh.
Dog.
Okay.
Dog. That would be... Can you imagine if they went a grounded, truly, like, realistic, just... Say less. I'm like, I'm going to go learn potions. That'd be the only game I would do those stupid mini games in. Go to the... Like, you want to make the best armor, you got to travel to the Mines of Moria, dig down to get the mithril or the ethril or whatever to really forge your weapons. Come on now.
I'd be down for all of it. I don't care what they'd want me to do.
Could I have slaves, though?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
What a guy, slaves.
That's all. That's all the categories that we care about. Is there anything, briefly, because this might be our longest one so far.
Right.
Yeah.
Got some legs.
Is there anything, if you could name one item that you would like to see show up as a world exclusive?
Just one? I have two.
I guess you can have 2.
Thank you, my lord. Judas getting a release date. Ken, knock it off. It's perfect.
Would you?
That's perfect.
Would you want just a release date, or would you want gameplay?
Just a release date. Literally say Judas, August 4th, Brandon's birthday, in parentheses.
I would shit my pants if it actually becomes that day.
Dude.
I think Brandon would have to automatically win.
Yeah. Win.
You get
All
2 cases of cola.
Yeah. From then on out, I just say Judas to win any argument that doesn't even have to pertain to it. That, and I'm going to choose to put my bitterness aside and swallow my hatred. Capcom uttered the words Dragon's Dogma 2 the other day and said that it sold 4 million copies and like tweeted about it and whatever. And then all this data mining stuff leaked about a multiplayer and all this stuff. Hopefully they just say, hey, there's a Game of the Year edition coming out with a DLC. It'd be nice. It would be kind and appreciated. That's it.
How much would you pay for that?
Let's put it this way. When we do the live stream for the Video Game Awards, I have to actually wear pants in case I jump up out of my seat.
Woo!
So
I'll just blur it. Like if you want to stay comfortable.
The blur goes like
we could stream it on Kick. They let those fucking animals do whatever over there.
I blur everything but that spot.
I want the people to know.
This is the kind of show we're running. Nudity in Sam's Cola.
I mean, dude, if it's fleshed out the way it should be, I mean, they'd be fools to sell it to me for anything less than $1 million, honestly. Like, I would pay endless amounts of all the currency.
Yeah.
I love Dragon's Dogma.
Adrian, how about you? Have anything that you would like them to show off?
I can't say off like anything specifically off the top of my head. So I am just going to go with my kind of tried and true that I've been pushing since the Resident Evil 2 remake got announced or dropped. Dude, give me fucking Dino Crisis. Give me another Dino Crisis or remake a Dino Crisis. That's all I want. That's all I ask of you. The game is fucking scary, and I know the Dead Space playthrough makes it seem like I'm not having a good time, but I hate myself. So that's, that's irrelevant. Just give it to me. Make me feel constantly in fear for my life from big fucking reptiles. Not asking. Punish me. Hurt me, Daddy. That's all I ask of you. I'm a simple man.
They're birds.
Fuck you. Unreal. Just got to ruin everything. Fucking
I hate that fake guy, whoever that is.
It's immediately just no response. Just fucking knock him out like the scene from fucking Ace Ventura. He punches him out. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Like,
he sleeps him.
Oh, dude. Damn.
Oh, man.
Classic.
But Vaughn?
Funniest movie of all time.
Oh, dude, he's hilarious.
I would also like a date for Judas, so I can't say no to that. I would also like a Dino Crisis. I wouldn't mind like a Code Veronica announcement.
Ooh, yeah.
I know they're working on something.
Yeah, dude. They keep saying it, but they keep not saying anything simultaneously.
I would also like to see some Fizzant, or however you pronounce that Kojima game. That tactical espionage game. I think with him and Jeff being a couple. throw some of that gameplay our way, because we don't know anything about that, really.
Dude, what if the character is modeled after Jeff Keighley?
I won't play it.
I won't play it.
Only if he's wearing cool sneakers, then I'll consider it.
Dude,
Like,
if a core gameplay mechanic is the sneakers, like you switching out sick kicks and it gives you different abilities.
I guess if it had that and he ran like Sonic throughout the whole game.
But it's got to be done. It's got to be done. It's still in a realistic physics system. So you're looking at like the ball and socket joints of his hips swing like that.
And his arms sway like the Flash in the DCU.
Jesus Christ. Just making nightmares.
Disgusting human being.
Horrifying nightmare creatures. Oh no, Jeff.
One of my favorite Jeff Keighley moments is after, like, when Kojima was announcing his new studio and everything, and Jeff was like introducing him on stage. Dude, he was talking about him like he was a POW. And now he is finally unshackled. Like, all right, dude. Dude's
At a rally? Jesus.
Dude's a multi-millionaire. Take it easy.
And the obligatory Half-Life 3.
Oh God.
I think you're right, man. There's something, I usually don't think about it at all, but there's something about that console that I'm like, this would be the time.
There was something that someone found where there were 2 games from Valve on their server or somewhere. Someone data mined something, and one of them is that multiplayer game that they're testing right now, which everyone knows about, which I seemingly can't think of the name. And then there was another one.
Left 4 Dead 3.
I don't think they will ever get a Left 4 Dead 3.
That's very sad.
But there was like a almost like a null entry of another game by Valve, and of course the internet going wild was like, it's Half-Life. At this point, with that Steam machine,
dude, that thing is
I could see
beast.
That would be, because I was watching this is a long time ago. I don't know if it was an interview with Gabe or who it was, but they said that they use Half-Life to solve problems in game design.
Yeah, that is their philosophy on their games. Their games aren't designed to. Yeah, all their games that they made were designed to solve problems, which is like the craziest thing to think about. But when you look at that philosophy, that's why a lot of their games are like cutting edge innovation of gameplay or just mechanics in general. It reminds me a lot of the Kojima thing, where it's like Death Stranding introduced essentially a different way to look at. You can implement that mechanic in any game, realistically speaking, and it would work. So he has pretty much introduced a new concept to gaming and game design, which is what they are doing with like a lot of the stuff they were doing, you know, especially with the physics systems and stuff of the time. It's like that was unheard of. It was just, like I said, it wasn't even a concept. It's something that we take for granted now, but it's like back when they did that, people were fucking burning sage and clutching pearls. They were like, what the kind of witchcraft is this? This is crazy. But now it's like it's taken for granted.
Yeah. Even Half-Life Alyx, like that VR is crazy, dude. Very, very crazy. Yeah, dude, Valve's goated. Like super mega goated. Can I get the jeez, if I could talk, can I get Half-Life on PS5?
No.
Or no? Orange box, none of that stuff.
Orange box was only on the PS3, and the PS3 version of that is garbage.
360 as well.
Yeah, was it bad?
It was real bad.
Yeah,
bad port.
Yeah, I played it on 360.
That's the first time I ever played Portal, and I kind of just stumbled across it. I was playing, I tried to play Team Fortress 2, got my shit pushed in. I'm like, well, this is stupid.
Yeah,
I guess I'm gonna play Half-Life, and then I was like, I wonder what this Portal game is about. I fucking love Portal now. I'm like, whoa, this game is stupid fun.
Brandon, your laptop could 1000% play Half-Life 2 if you wanted.
I've played them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I played them on 360, but I was also young. Yeah, it would probably hit totally different now where I actually understand what's going on. I was just obsessed with the physics and the mood of it back then.
Yeah, there's no modern version of that on PlayStation systems. Well,
Yep.
We got nothing else. This was a meaty episode. Lots to talk about. Good topics.
Get comfy. Or I hope you were comfy. It's too late now.
Yeah. We don't care if you're comfy or not. If you're hearing this, you listen to the whole thing, boyo.
Nerd.
Look at this guy. He's the nerd. He listens to us talk.
Well, check us out on our socials, either on the screen or in the description below. Got some new stuff coming, some reacts, some recaps, some tactics. You'll see all that fun stuff shortly. Thinking about doing maybe a live stream of the Game Awards. We have to figure out the technical details of that. But worst case scenario, we'll have some afterward feedback for it. So we can see who gets that full pack of cola. Any last words, gentlemen?
I look forward to wetting my whistle.
Dragon's Dogma 2 will get DLC. It will.
Willing it into existence.
It will.
At this point, I hope you get it.
I want it for you.
Yeah.
I always end up in this position. It's so annoying.
I just want you to be happy.
I won't go that far.
On that depressing note, we are out. Goodbye.
And he looks upon you and he says, "Behold, I have a delicious American beverage at an affordable price to quench your thirst. Delicious Sam's Cola."